Hey, boys, how you doing? How you feeling on this fine day of slop? Jesus Christ. We're doing reaction slop again. You voted for this when I ran the poll in the Discord. The slop is strong, lads. How are you today? I added like 10 more quotes, so that's the thing. Otherwise, I'm kind of fucked up right now. So, we're doing this today because I didn't do anything yesterday, and I didn't do anything yesterday because I fucked up my arm doing yard work for like 2 hours. And then somehow, last night while I was like sleeping, at some point during the night, I rolled over, and I felt this intense pain radiating from like the back of my shin. So I somehow pulled a muscle in my leg sleeping. I don't know, man. I got nothing. I have no explanation. There are no answers here. Nothing. Nada. Zip. I can't help you with these things, I'm afraid. Jesus Christ. How horrifying. Ugh. Ugh. It's a whole process. Gentlemen, we're doing more slop. Ever since the last slop stream, you have packed the slop thread with more and more slop. I don't know why you keep adding more slop. There's an endless amount of it now. Quite frankly, I don't know how you stand it. Ugh. On the bright side, between streams I've figured this whole thing out, so I have, and also, and also, and also, and also, and also, And those are holds now instead of toggles like they used to be. So assuming I can remember where anything is, maybe I can just do that from now on. But welcome, laddies. Decide to shuffle these around? No. No, I did not. And quite frankly, I'm disappointed in some of them. Huh. Podbot, why did Meto stuff the reaction slop thread with the entire backlog of videos of one guy? Huh. And you know what the good thing about having these expressions on this program is instead of the old one? I can blink while they're on. Didn't used to be able to do that. Hang on, what if I like... Yeah, there you go. You like that, don't you? You like everything about it. Huh. I digress, gentlemen. The slop commence forth again on this fine Sunday. The darkness. Alright. Let's start it off, I guess. Meto suggested a total of 21 videos, which brings us to a total of 4 hours, 27 minutes, and 31 seconds. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with any of you. Also, I added like 10 more quotes. Let's see if we can get any of those up. Evidently not. Not quite. Shame about that. We're up to what? 54? 56, I think? Maybe? Who knows? Alright, lads. Started off right. Thank God I remembered to close Twitter. Jesus Christ. First off, from the Fat Files, Pablo Escobar's hippos might cause the apocalypse. Runtime of 16 minutes, 21 seconds.
So I made a video last week over on my main channel, Band of Beavers, when America airdropped beavers into the woods.
I remember that. We watched that last time.
That was a pretty funny video. I wonder
One
if there's
video
any other
user.
funny conservation stories. So
we'll get to Danielson, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Especially given recent events.
Today we're talking about Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos that are currently messing
Real life
with
Scarface he
in
was.
Colombia, threatening the entire
At the very least he claims to be.
And that Colombia also can't get rid of because some court in the United States granted cocaine hippos personhood, which is potentially groundbreaking legal precedent.
No.
Yeah.
Nicholas, did you get a beer vending machine?
Woman!
Maybe
Why?
for the home gym downstairs.
What home gym?
Crandall Fitness sponsored the video and gave
Are we
us
doing
money
this? Is this the thing that we're
have a gym
doing?
membership.
Well, first of all,
What does he
I
mean,
wanna go with
cocaine
weights the way
hippos?
the Lord intended.
I assume hippos that were purchased via cocaine money. Nice. And I'm hoping it does not mean
That's disgusting.
hippos that
Usually
ingested
clothes.
cocaine.
Home gym's already ruined. Anyways, Crandall Fitness,
Women
small
aren't
business
funny.
based out of Texas.
Roseanne
a
is
couple of
funny.
Employees. It's ran by a husband
And,
and a wife that were bad during the pandemic, but they couldn't go to the gym, and they couldn't really afford any nice gym equipment, so they decided to design
Joan
and have
Rivers
their
is
own
funny.
name so that normal people can afford fancy home gyms
And,
not have to worry about their gym being closed. The equipment's high quality. I don't know, it's heavy. I
that's
picked it
about
up, I
it.
put it down, it hasn't broken yet.
Hello,
What else more
Weasler.
could you possibly want? Anyways, I'm gonna have a link
You like
and discount
Hololive.
code down below.
Yes,
Go
because
check
they're
out
cute.
Crandall Fitness. Let's get back to the video.
Huh.
All right, from the top, Pablo Escobar. He's the #1
I
drug
know that
kingpin in
guy.
the 1980s, if not of all time. Under his reign, I guess you would call it, his cartel was responsible for about 80% of the cocaine globally, and they were making about $22 billion a year.
Dude,
of
hard
which
drugs
Pablo
must kick
Escobar
ass
was
if you're immortal.
profiting $60 million a day.
You think the
to
coke
himself.
trade is like
Pablo
really
Escobar was
rampant
making
in the
so
Dark
much
Souls
money
universe?
selling nose
Gotta
beer
be,
that he
right?
was actually listed as the 7th wealthiest man on the planet in Forbes for like a decade. And it's hard to comprehend how much money that actually is, but to give you an idea, according to
With
Pablo
inflation,
Escobar's
yeah.
son, when he was a little kid, they were camping one night and they didn't have any firewood, so Pablo Escobar burnt $2 million in cash so that they could make some s'mores.
I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more?
Jesus fucking
You're
Christ.
killing me, Smalls.
Okay, this man was spending
Any idea what I could do with $2 million right now?
a month on rubber bands to hold all of his $100 bills together. That's how much money this guy was personally making. This guy made so
God, I
much money
wish that were
selling
me.
nose torque that he didn't even have anything to buy anymore, so he just started spending all of his money on whatever he
That's a
could
power
get his
move and a
hands
fucking
on.
half.
By
A
the
little
time he
bit,
was
yeah.
done, he owned 141 houses,
I almost respect it.
142 planes, 20 helicopters, and 32 yachts.
Shawn Michaels
And
said
at some
that
point
today's
along
coke
the
doesn't hit like 80s,
extravaganza, he's
90s
like, I
coke.
guess I'm just gonna start
It's like smoking a
collecting
Cuban
rare
cigar
wild
now that
exotic
they're legal.
animals
It's
because
not the
there's
same.
Literally nothing else I can spend my money on. He had a rhino. He had an
Use a
elephant,
rat
he had a
mage
giraffe,
finding
he had a bunch
Pokemon
of exotic
analog
birds,
horror.
and one of the things that
I
he
think I'm
smuggled in
already
was
aware of
4 baby
Pokemon
hippos,
analog
1
horror
male
because I
and
watched
3
one of the
females.
things you
And as
all
those
already
hippos grew
submitted
and
before
matured,
you
Pablo
submitted it
Escobar may
that
or
had
may not
Pokemon
have
analog
fed people
horror
to
in
them
it, and
based
it's
on their
one,
ethnic
some of the
background, or
stupidest
at least
nonsense
that's
I've
what
ever
the
seen in my
Netflix
life.
TV shows led me to believe.
Si me apendejaba, si me iba a echar ahí con los hipopótamos esos.
It's that scenario where Lusa Main has the jellyfish attached to her head and they try to
Either
make
way,
it
fast
scary.
forward to 1993, Escobar's
Is that how her
compound
name
gets
is
raided,
pronounced?
it
I've
all
always
gets
said
turned over to the
Lusamine. Is it
Colombian government, and they
Lusamine?
have to figure out
Lusamine?
what to do with
I'm
this
just gonna keep
entire
saying
zoo
Lusamine.
that this man has living in his private compound, and pretty much all of the animals get turned over to either zoos or sanctuaries. All
Has a lot of
them,
tigers,
except
too.
for the 4 hippos, and I can hear the comment section already. Buh, that doesn't make any sense because if you can transport an elephant,
Video's
why
a bit
can't you
loud.
transport a hippo?
Low?
Buh. Okay,
It's
look, I
low?
understand your logic going into this.
It's
That's
hitting
a
the
big-ass
yellow,
animal.
for God's
That's a
sake.
big-ass animal. If you can move one, why
All right,
can't you move
fine,
the
bump
other?
it up.
Simply put, it's because elephants and other large animals can be reasoned with.
Jellyfish
you know what I mean?
hat
You can
possession
roll up on
sounds
an elephant and be like,
quirk.
hey, chief, proposal, how about I give you some peanuts and you get your big ass on the truck? And they're going to be like, okay, I'll walk my big goofy ass ears up on the truck.
Is being
for you.
turned into
You
a
can't
skeleton
reason
a
with
twerk
hippo,
core
all
thing?
right? Hippos are territorial assholes that will kill you for no other reason than the fact that you got a little bit too close for their liking. They are
Someone
the
should really
deadliest
cook
animal
these
on
things
the
out.
planet,
I don't think
responsible
anyone
for
would miss
killing over
hippos, quite frankly.
500 people per year.
No,
Buh,
because
but
they
I still
lose
think
weight.
they're kind of cute. Buh. Okay, first of all, no, it's not. Objectively speaking, it looks like Voldemort fucked a grizzly bear. Okay. Secondly,
Yeah, a little
there's
bit.
nothing
I can
cute
see it.
about this animal. It's absolutely horrifying. Okay, you're like, oh, it's chubby and it's cute. No, it's not chubby.
Hippos are funny
okay?
creatures.
It is almost 4,000 pounds of straight muscle and bone. Hippos are so
Yeah, I'm
dense,
surprised
they
hippos
can't
haven't
float,
come up
okay?
in a
Are you
Yakuza
picking up what I'm
game.
putting down right now? Hippos
You got
can't
tigers
swim.
and bears
Most
and
people are
shit.
probably hearing this for the first time. No, they
I
sink
feel
to
like
the
here
bottom
you
of
could
the
probably
river,
German
and then they
suplex a
run
hippo.
along the bottom of the river, and then when they get out of
Bond
breath,
of
they
Mudang.
jump up,
I feel
get
everyone
breath,
is.
and sink back down again.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
it's only a
just so we're on
matter
the
of
same
time
page,
until
4,000
Mudang
pounds
turns
is
into
bigger
like
than
a
most cars.
murderous
Like a
rampaging
Toyota Corolla
monster.
is like 3,000 pounds. This is literally a semi-aquatic muscle tank that's got 12 to 18-inch stalactites for teeth that maxes out at 19 miles an hour on foot, okay? It's absolutely horrifying. This animal is so
Need to look at the Nintendo
unstoppable.
leaks
It
and see if
has
they
no
plan to
natural
have catchable
predators. You can
Lusamine.
make an argument that when they're a baby hippo, they might get eaten up by alligators or lions, and that does happen.
Chat,
once
what
in
are
a
the
while,
odds
but
that the
even then, there's
the
accounts of
Pokemon leak
alligators
stuff that's
letting
coming out
baby
now is
hippos
like a
chew
direct
on them
response
like
to
chew toys
the
when they're teething,
patent
because
lawsuit
the
against
alligators
Palworld?
know at this point that if
'Cause
they
if
hurt
nothing
the
else,
baby
that's some good
hippos,
karma.
all the full-grown
Fuck the
hippos
Pokemon
are going to
company.
dismantle them. Once hippos reach maturity, there's absolutely nothing that can kill them, okay? You can get on the internet and find videos of a pride of lions attacking a single full-grown hippo.
Oh,
like
yeah,
lions
it never
on
goes
the
well.
hippo's back biting it, and the hippo's just walking towards the river, completely unfazed.
They scare off
because it's
rhinos,
not
no
even
problem,
hurting them.
too.
The only thing that kind of regulates the hippo population in Africa is the dry season, because once the rivers and the ponds dry up, the hippos can't survive. Okay, do you understand what I've just told you? This animal is so
10%
fucking
I think is
gangster,
just
the
coincidence.
only known predator it has is the dry season. Literally, the only thing capable of taking it out is Mother Nature with a natural phenomenon. Sorry, we're unhinged at this point, but my point is, you're not getting the hippos on the truck to move them if they don't want to be moved, and hippos don't want to be moved. They want to be left alone to do hippo things, and that's what's going to happen. So all these Colombian Special Forces guys that broke in and raided Escobar's compound are like, I guess we're leaving the hippos here. And then over the course of the next couple years, either somebody just let the hippos out, or the hippos broke out into a nearby river system, and they've been living there ever since. Okay, now fast forward 30 years from 1993 to 2003, they know of
nuclear missile. It
of
would
these
solve a lot of
hippos, and there
problems in the
could be
natural
more out
world.
there. So the hippo population in Colombia is growing exponentially, and it's estimated to reach 1,000 hippos by 2030 if we don't do something about it. And this is an environmental disaster, not just
You need to
because
stick
the
a big
hippos are dangerous
hose
to
in the
people,
river.
but because the hippos poop in the body of water that they reside in, and their poop is so toxic that it creates this algae, and these large cultures of algae start floating around the top of the water, and this algae actually eats all the oxygen out of the water, which kills off all the fish, and not having fish kills off all the birds, and it's fucking up the entire ecosystem in Colombia. And there's nothing to stop it or even kind of slow it down because there's no dry season in Colombia, which means that pretty much every hippo born in Colombia is living out its entire lifespan of roughly 50 years.
The origin of Scummy Elmo
gives birth to roughly 7 other hippos, and their population is going to continue to grow exponentially until some of them are forced to move into other areas of water. And if those hippos make their way into the Amazon rainforest, we're all fucked, because the Amazon rainforest is one of, if not the biggest ecosystems on Earth, that helps stabilize the climate of the entire planet, because it stores 200 billion tons of carbon. And if we mess up that ecosystem,
if I'm not mistaken, like 60% of the planet's oxygen comes from coral reefs, doesn't it?
So clearly, we got to get rid of these hippos, right? We're going to have to cull and
This is why I
kill
shared
off
we
all
need
the
to kill
hippos.
these
That's the only
fuckers, but
option.
we
It's
can't
not fair.
because
It
Yank
sucks
said
for the
no.
hippos, but that's just what has to happen, right? Apparently wrong. In 2009,
I feel like a flamethrower would be a pretty good hippo deterrent.
And the army stepped in to kill this hippo before it started killing fishermen that were trying to feed their families. And they posted a picture of this dead hippo that they had just killed named Pepe on the internet, and the planet had a fucking meltdown because the Colombian government was killing hippos. Now, obviously, when I say the entire planet, I'm being hyperbolic, and what I actually mean is a bunch of self-righteous, entitled pricks. I mean, animal rights activists from first world countries that don't actually know or understand anything about the environment or conservation as a whole, but they do know that it feels good to save animals in between sips of their Starbucks Frappuccino.
Anthony, I'm gonna be honest.
So, because a bunch of people whose opinions shouldn't even matter in the
There's
first place,
certain animals we gotta get rid of.
kills these hippos. For the past 15 years, they've been trying to find a different
The hippos aren't
alternative
contributing
besides
anything.
killing them in order to get
Neither
rid
are
of all these
pandas.
hippos. First thing they
We're
did, they
already
tried to
working on
capture some,
mosquitoes.
put them to sleep, and then neuter them.
We can probably take care of wasps after that.
I'll just die already.
It didn't go that great. Like I said, it's
This guy sucks.
4,000
Can we
pounds
skip?
of muscle. And if you didn't know,
What's the
male
time
hippos
on
have
this right
internal
now?
genitalia, meaning that it's really hard
We're
to
like
tell
halfway
male
through.
from female, and it's also very hard to neuter them because you have to cut through 4,000 pounds of muscle to get.
Let those
to
people
any of
go after the
genitalia
hippos
in
and
the
get
first place.
nicked.
And then the hippos didn't have great outcomes as far as
I'm enjoying
surviving
the
the
video.
surgery and being released back into the wild. So next thing we could try, we could tranquilize the hippos, and then while they're asleep, we could transport them to a zoo or a sanctuary.
Hippo
of some
versus
kind, right? That's a
army
halfway
hopefully
decent
goes
idea
better
if
than
you don't
Aussies
think about
versus
it. I
emus.
mean, what happens when you tranquilize a hippo?
Imagine
Where
getting
are the
blown
hippos?
out by
First of all,
birds.
they're in the water. What happens when you tranquilize something?
Ancient
It
dogs
falls
chose the
asleep.
winning
What
side
happens if
for a
hippo
reason.
falls asleep
Goddamn
in
right.
water? It sinks because they don't float, and then they fucking drown, and you can't get a 4,000-pound animal out of a river in time. So after like 10 years of trying alternative methods, 2020 rolls around, and the Colombian government's just like, I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We're just going to have to cull and kill all these hippos. It's literally the only option without having planetary-wide implications. So, naturally, a bunch of animal rights activist groups got together in the US, and they sued the Colombian government because they were going to kill the hippos.
But Saul,
I think we need to get rid of animal rights activists.
Institutions. I have no grounds.
In fact, I think we can just get rid of activists.
Let me answer that question in person.
I don't feel like anyone would miss them outside of Twitter.
During this court case, because the
Good man,
hippos
Saul.
have never set foot in the United States of America, they literally have nothing to do with the United States in any way whatsoever, and the United States legal system has no jurisdiction over it at all, the federal judge in this court case had to declare the hippos interested persons so that they could even hear the court case in the first place. But by doing that, this judge inadvertently basically admitted that hippos have personhood, which means that they have human rights. And with the way the US court works, once one court decides something, it sets a precedent, and all the future court cases get to refer back to it all the time, which means hippos, and potentially by extension the entire animal kingdom, could now have human rights.
Anyone can be anything!
Dude, I trust those fucking robots Elon just
And let's
rolled
be
out
honest,
before I
if you've made
trust
it this
animals
far into
with
one of
any
my
amount
YouTube
of, like,
videos, I know exactly where
individuality.
your brain just went. You're like, holy
Not
shit,
even the
this means the
apes.
hippos have the Second Amendment, and the only thing scarier than a hippo is a hippo with an AR-15.
You don't need an AR-15. Buy a shotgun.
Yes, Joe Biden, or hippos with shotguns. I don't care. Hippos with guns are terrifying. Now, obviously, that's ridiculous and silly, and we're just joking around. However, what you should actually be concerned about is the potential that next time you accidentally, like,
Shotgun's a hell of a lot easier to get a hold of than an
your
AR-15.
friendly neighborhood tree hugger environmentalist can take you to court and try to have charges pressed against you for vehicular manslaughter because
To
you
keep
didn't
the
just
South-
accidentally
the
hit a
hippos
deer,
around
you
because
killed
South
a person
Americans
with
deserve
your
to
car.
suffer.
Because now animals aren't animals. They're
What we're
people,
doing?
and people have human rights, and it completely upends our entire understanding of how the law functions today. Thankfully, this is probably not going to end up happening. I read through a bunch of like actual lawyers and legal scholars analyzing this, and their conclusion is that it's kind of a bullshit technicality and it shouldn't ever set a precedent. However, shouldn't still implies that it kind of sort of might one day, which is
Jesus
horrifying.
Christ.
But US law and precedent aside, it's affecting the Colombian cocaine hippo situation because it's putting a ton of political pressure on the Colombian government. Now, in order to fully
The
appreciate
apes are
what
gonna
is going
start
on here,
making
you really gotta put
spears.
yourself in the
They're gonna
Colombian
start making
politician's
helmets.
shoes, right? On one hand,
They're
you
gonna
got an
start
environmental
raiding
disaster
lunch
with potentially
stations.
planet-altering
They're gonna start
implications that's
stealing
being
things.
instigated by
They're not gonna
cocaine
be allowed to
hippos
do
from
anything
Pablo
about it.
Escobar. And on the other hand, the United States, you know, the country whose military budget is literally twice the size of your nation's GDP, just came out of left field and they were like, oh, hey, by the way, the hippos in your country, no other hippos and no other animal in the planet ever, for that matter, has ever been considered a human. But the cocaine hippos in your country, we consider them to be people now. And the Colombian government is like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, if we
Right?
cull these hippos to save the world, are you guys going to consider that a genocide? Or, like, what's going to happen? You're going to put an embargo, quit doing business with us, wreck our entire economy over some hippos?
Seems like.
What? And that's pretty much where we're at today. Nobody really knows what's going on. The Colombian government doesn't really know what to do because everybody's too busy arguing about the moral and ethical dilemma of killing off hippos/people, while the hippos are in the background pooping all over the rivers and the ponds, killing off all the fish and the birds, destroying the ecosystem,
Evaporate the entire
Colombia,
river.
and potentially by extension in the future the entire Amazon rainforest. And nobody's doing anything about it. I feel like I'm in an episode of Black Mirror. You know what I mean? Because maybe I'm simple, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm just a horrible person and I don't see the value in all animals' lives in relation to saving the
I say
entire
these things to
planet.
myself
However,
every day in the mirror.
I feel like the options are pretty simple. A, save the environment. B, give a fuck about the feelings of people that don't know what they're talking about because it will make them feel better if hippos don't die, even though they wouldn't know about it if they did. And somehow, the feelings of random people is winning while the clock is ticking down to an environmental
Unfortunately, we live in
catastrophe.
clown
Like,
world
the
in
entire
current
thing
year.
has made me lose so much faith in humanity, it's unbelievable, because I'm now absolutely certain that aliens could crash land on Earth, like aliens, like from the movie Alien, you know?
The
Not
Xenos
intelligent
specifically,
life
yeah.
forms. Their sole purpose is to run around and kill anything that's alive. Those things could crash land and start murdering everything. And I guarantee you there would be activist groups that were protesting to make it illegal to fight back against these aliens because they have a right to live too.
I do not call them aliens because alien is a derogatory term for anything.
That's
Kill yourself.
Even extraterrestrials.
That's
Ugh.
where people are at, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now,
The
my
Martians
personal
gotta
opinion, and this
go,
is gonna
man.
show you how
No
horrible
more
of
of
a
this.
person I am.
Awful.
I don't think
Terrible.
the Colombian government should kill off all these hippos. I really don't, because that would cost the Colombian taxpayers money, and that's dumb. The Colombian government should issue tags and let a bunch of foreign, rich, wealthy hunters come in and kill hippos for
That's a good middle ground.
$100,000 a piece. They'll pay money to fix the problem for you.
Number one
and then you can
X-Files
take all the
fan.
millions of dollars that would net Colombia and put it back into preserving and helping the environment, which has been damaged by these hippos. But we're never ever going to do that because that would make sense, and making sense usually hurts people's feelings. So I guess
It
this
sucks,
is just
right?
where we're ad. I'm sorry, this video got way more angry and unhinged than I ever thought it would.
Happens
So,
to the
I
best
guess
of
in
us.
conclusion, this is a story about how Pablo Escobar, the drug kingpin, smuggled in 4 baby hippos into Colombia, and now, generations later, all of the hippos are somehow considered people, and they're going
We
to
could have
destroy the
avoided
Amazon
this if you only
rainforest,
snuck
and
in
nobody's going to
chicks.
do anything about it, because a bunch of self-righteous know-nothings think they're
The zombie rights activist group from Dead
Thanks
Rising
for
2 will
watching.
become real.
Best way to support the videos, go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack, bang.
They're good for the service
Out.
industry.
I need a fucking beer.
Jesus Christ. Ah, that's one. Not too fond of hippos. Again, there's some animals we just gotta get rid of. They serve no purpose. If a Martian lands in my yard, I'm killing it with a rock and stealing his ship. I think that would cause an international incident. I believe this one was submitted by Thief. For some reason, he's been submitting nothing but YouTube poop. Jesus Christ. So, by CS188, Jobin forgets to cancel his membership. His remembership, I apologize. Exactly 420 in length, by the way. Let's see if Thief gets me pulled from this platform today.
Just believe me. This success. Thank you.
Introduce our president of retirement by Joe.
I feel like head of retirement is a position someone needs to fill.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, Dr. Saul, thank you very much for the introduction. But you'll be hearing from me.
This is about right so far, I'll be honest.
Well, folks, I'm happy to have been a baby girl for 10 years in a row. Look, I took office for 7,000 years in a row, and I thought, well,
it feels like
it,
right?
Pain. In my past, I promise you I'm never going to die. You'll be hearing from me for nearly 800,000 years.
Jesus Christ.
Life is pain on a monthly basis. A lot of people don't have
This is completely accurate, yeah.
We realize a lot of people ate a child every month to pay their bills, you know? I promise you, tens of millions of people are literally about to be canceled. And that's what I've done.
Jesus Christ, man.
But in the meantime, California is too expensive. Life is too expensive.
Is Thief even here?
No
He's
money.
not, is he?
And you have no home.
Someone
And you have
scream at
no
Thief.
Family. And you have delicious.
No, Lydia, don't eat it.
Folks, I'm happy to have been able to forgive Billy Mays for your party.
I miss Billy Mays every day, dude. That summer was weird.
And too many Americans.
That summer was bizarre.
For a college degree. Here.
Instant DQ on users that did not show up.
This plan sucks.
Your winner by countout.
By the way,
I am here.
Where
He was in the crowd, it turns out. He was hiding under the ring.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, I thought I'd make a lot more sense, but I can't.
I know.
But in the
Good bit.
meantime, a lot of my MAGA Republican friends in the Congress are literally about to be cut in half.
Is Thief Hornswoggle?
And do it as
Yes.
quickly and as painfully as possibly.
Absolutely. Without question.
I'm trying to relieve myself. That's all we're doing. So can I take this?
The answer is no.
Burdens, awful lot
What?
of awful people can have a child having a so-called family future that they can so-called enjoy. And you say one. That's why I made a commitment. I want to be an electrician. And you're all.
Didn't Biden wear a MAGA hat while out in the
when I was
wild?
vice president,
I've
I heard
seen
about
that picture. I don't understand the context of it
graduate
whatsoever.
school
It has
and
been
graduate school.
very funny
And I
to laugh
thought
at,
I'd
though.
relieve Americans of food and housing.
Put up a tent in the park, he did.
Yeah, I know
Awful lot
that
of
guy.
People are putting up a tent, and I wanted to make sure they don't have the means to do that, though.
Oh no, this is horrible. That wasn't very nice.
Well, Joe, that's great. You're helping people.
Oh my God, they're duplicating.
Thank you.
Chat, would you
Today
make
we're
out with
doing it
yourself?
even faster and quicker.
Be honest.
Faster than quicker and quicker than faster.
If an exact
and
duplicate of
quicker
you just showed
and
up.
faster than ever before.
Yes?
Well, Joe, that's a fun joke. A lot of people had their monthly paychecks drop to zero because no one's willing to work hard, and that paycheck is too expensive. They're free to chase their paycheck.
Would you?
Well, Joe, that's great.
Have you seen me? Yeah.
So it don't matter. All
Without
this
question.
don't matter. My dad
Absolutely.
used to say, Joey, and the economy is growing. It's growing. We have a lot more income across the board. We have the most advanced paycheck in the world.
In the world.
You really didn't need to add any editing to that last bit, I'll be honest. Well, another one bites the dust, ladies and gentlemen. Next! I believe this was one of Ninja's submission. If the duplicate was a gender bend, yes. Otherwise, no. Oh, you're one of those. From Game Changer Wrestling, free match. Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan. Let's see if this one's better than the Mario match. Huge match. Flashbacks to Vince wrestling God.
The brother of the Invisible Man, not a favorite of the fans here in Jersey City, as the boos ring out for Invisible Stan.
Didn't they just remake The Invisible Man like 2 years ago or something?
Letting him hear it.
Did anyone watch that? Is that the Statue of Liberty in the front row? What is that? Is that what that is? I'm dying.
Slide into the ring, being checked for weapons right now by official Bryce Remsburg. He's going to have
No.
a tall task ahead of him.
Oh, without a doubt.
This referee looks familiar.
A round of applause and ovation for the Invisible Man making his way.
AEW referee? That's where. Has anyone ever done this gimmick with John Cena? I feel like there's an untapped market for that.
One of the top flight competitors across the wrestling scene.
Okay, so at what point during this match is Jim Cornette gonna, like, have a heart attack screaming so much about how much he hates it? Surprise Cena running.
I'm truly able to appreciate this match. As if I have bad boy vision.
Bad boy vision.
Those are some cool shades, dude. I need to get myself some of those.
Enable Bryce Remsburg to see the competitors in this matchup.
You know, chat, I posted about it in the Discord this morning. I ordered, like, a new hoodie that had me on it. Because there's a site that you can just do that on.
I mean, the fans might not be
Only
able to
for
see
me.
shit, but Bryce,
It's only for
at
me
least
to
the
wear.
official in charge of the action can see the competitors involved.
I'm, like, willing to make merch of some kind. I just genuinely have no idea what to do with it.
I'm surprised to see that, considering all the bad blood between
Remember,
these two.
Jesus doesn't job, brother. So true.
Tying up here in the center of the ring.
The Invisible Man with a collar double tie-up. Stan gets out of it, flips him over, hip toss.
Exchanging holds.
Flip roll up. Roll up reversal. Another reversal. Back and forth. Multiple 2 counts. Incredible athleticism.
And they're at a standoff.
What design did you use? For the hoodie I ordered, it's the parachute mode. Just on a black hoodie.
But I mean, the action fast and furious at the onset. These guys gotta be spent.
Yeah, it's just this emote that I just had over a hoodie.
Athletes.
So I'll just have that. Because I needed a new one.
Forearm shots now.
I don't feel like wearing the Green Day hoodie as much anymore. Because they turn into a bunch of whiny bitches.
Oh, man, Stan laid him out right there. Man coming back.
Flurry of forearms now. Needs to stay away from the eyes, though. Throws a warning from Bryce Remsburg.
You know, commentating over like an Invisible Warrior match,
Shortcut.
not too fond of
This
Stan.
weekend, he's not going to back down to anybody.
Give him a chair.
For a chair?
Remsburg's asking for a chair. This is highly unusual. He should be paying attention to the action in the ring.
Well, the competitor's asking for 2 chairs.
Oh, God, we're doing
set up
this.
inside the ring. Maybe an old-fashioned fight just to duke it out.
I mean, we've seen a lot of leeway in all the matches here tonight.
We got a door up in the corner. Obviously,
Get the second one, are you? Oh, my God.
All the stops, use weapons if need be, or just their fists.
It's bent. Get a different one.
A man not sitting down. Not happy with that chair.
Oh, we got another.
Both these guys given a hell of a lot of time to recover. But every single one of these shots could be a potential.
Remember what Playgirl did to the singer of Green Day? They wanted to interview him in the 90s, and he trashed the magazine and TV interview, and they reacted by publishing a picture of Billy Joe Armstrong at a concert with his pants down and a 3-inch penis out. Yeah, that's called being a grower. That accounts for the vast majority of males.
Sounded like a baseball bat hit.
Chastity, if any one of you tells me that your dick isn't like at most 3 inches when you're flaccid, you're fucking lying to me.
Remsburg, it looks like he may have been busted open here. Remsburg is going to check on that cut.
Waiting in the middle of the ring where everyone can see you. What kind of unprofessional shit is this? Hello, Bart.
Fans want to see him continue to fight, but you got to watch out for the well-being of the competitors in the match.
Check on his eyelid.
Bryce checking that cut.
I think he bled too hard.
Is he going to call for signal the X?
No, man wants to finish this one.
He wants to keep going.
And shoving the official out of the way. And these two have taken to the floor.
Fighting through the people. They're fighting.
We got a dangerous situation here, Prazak.
People need to watch out.
How much do you think tickets to this were?
As they battle through the audience here at the White Eagle Hall.
Nothing's going to be able to contain him here tonight.
We're a long way removed for a guy in an Elmo costume throwing down with a guy dressed as Duke Nukem.
And they're all the way upstairs.
Up on the rafters, someone get the spirit over that side. Someone's going over that edge. That man is dead.
That's about a 30-foot fall.
That man is fucking dead.
Putting it on the line, taking those risks to pull out.
Borg, can you make invisible characters in Fire Pro? Is that a thing the game allows? By chance? There's a market for this.
Invisible man may not be dead.
We have referees down, staff.
Easy to do. Good to know.
Here at the White Eagle Hall. It is wrestling, and Dino cover. He's got him. Oh, so close. He kicked out. Needed to bring the action back inside.
Someone's getting DDT'd into that shit.
Can't put your hands on the official.
That's right.
I like it when the refs fight back. Good. This might come up in the wrestling event later. You cheat bastard!
Remsburg attacking the referee. What a low blow.
We gotta get another official out here.
Oh God, is Cena gonna be the ref?
Kikutaro,
you know what? That's better.
Well, the action's still continuing in the corner.
I reckon GCW tickets will cost less than $50.
Kikutaro can see them.
You know, I could have theoretically made it to Wrestle Dream the other night. It was only 2 hours away from me.
DDT.
I could have saved Danielson, and I chose not to.
The referee in position here. The glasses are on. Cover. 2.
The drama.
He got the shoulder up. Unbelievable! Only 2!
Say what you want about Invisible Stan, but he did not come here to roll over and play dead.
He will not go quietly into the night.
Toes in the ring. What are you doing out here? Friends, we're getting him out of here. He needs to stay out of the matchup.
Get his ass!
Oh, holding on to him. No! Come on, ref, take control.
It's Jesus Christ!
But only 2.
How the fuck did you kick out of
What
that?
is it going to take, Praise? We saw a 30-foot fall off the balcony.
Wasn't enough. Oh! Through the table!
Jesus, God in heaven, the magic! The sorcery! It's done. On-screen murder.
Going crashing through the door in the corner. Put an end to this.
Is on-screen murder going to be a running tradition with AEW pay-per-views nowadays, considering the last 2? Attempted murder, at least. Yeah! Ninja really redeeming himself for the Mario match. Cartoon gimmick matches are either the best or the worst, with very little in between.
Put their differences aside.
A hell of a fight. Put their bodies on the line for these fans here at Spring Break. And it's the Invisible Man with the victory.
Take that, Stan. Good match. Well done. Well executed. I like the Hurricane Rana. I believe this is also Ninja's submission. Up next, by the way. Really on a kick with this. From Screw Attack's Video Game Vault. Screw Attack's Top 10 Ugly Chicks in Gaming. 2009. 8. 21. It's like a bygone era, isn't it? I missed that intro.
And Craig's about to give you just a little secret. If the video game
How you feeling, Craig? I haven't forgiven you for Sue Howe's lack thereof.
Probably been hit with the ugly stick. And while there's a bunch of lists out there that are dedicated to those hot chicks, we figured it's about time to give a little love to those chicks that just need to put a bag over their head. So let's get on with it. These are the ladies.
The modern Western gaming market would fill this list pretty predominantly.
Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig for Screw Attack's Top 10 Ugly Chicks in Video Games.
Summon twerk for ugly chicks?
You know it's bad when you're not just ugly, but scary on top of that. Not only are the nurses
You
silent Hills
mother-
scary as shit because they're freaktastic
No!
and their desire to
No!
kill you, oh yeah, but they're also willing
No,
to
no,
nasty
no,
ways.
no, no,
Sure,
no,
they got the
no,
whole
no,
sexy
no,
nurse
no,
thing going
no,
on,
no,
but
no.
down, but when
No!
it's up,
No!
Yowzers.
No!
So yowzers, they got a bandage.
Tax fraud detected.
Look, I can get past the whole funky walk and trying to kill you thing, but this bandage thing,
Number 9.
So you
Mods,
think
twist
that a
this
chick
man's
with a giant
balls.
hole for a mouth would be a good thing,
Ugh.
but with Birdo, it's actually quite the opposite. Now, there's much mystery around this freak of a character. Is it a bird as its name suggests? No, we don't know. Hell, we don't even know if it's really a girl. The first time Birdo
I
appeared
believe
was in Mario
Birdo is a
2,
dude.
and the instruction booklet said it was a dude.
Yeah,
I
that's
believed it was a chick. Even in today's games, like in the Japan-only Captain Rainbow, Birdo is arrested for going in the girls' restroom. Whether Birdo is officially a boy or a girl or not, one thing's for sure.
It's a very poison
Birdo
situation.
looks like a freaking retarded anteater.
Oh, hey, you did the thing. The Gamer Awards.
You know what we just can't get past? Fat chicks.
Right?
Especially fat chicks who want you
Twerkcore.
to pay them for poontang. Well, admittedly, some of the Fable 2 hookers are pretty hot. Some, on the other hand, resemble Jabba the Hutt crossed with the Crypt Keeper. Others look like they're gonna eat you after boning you, or just kick your ass. And
Summon
others have
twerk.
bruises on their knees. And guys, if there's one thing you're gonna take from Stuttering Craig this time around, it's that you stay away from girls with bruises on their knees.
Number 7.
Meow. Melina's like
You
ultimate
son
woman.
of a
She's got a
whore.
great body,
You
wears
son
a
of a
swimsuit all the
fucking
time,
bitch.
and
I
freaking
swear to
fights with
God
style.
almighty,
I mean,
I'm gonna kill him.
What could possibly be wrong with that?
Right.
It's like the worst European stereotype times a million. I mean, this chick will gnaw your
But
face
that's
right
the
off.
best
You don't
part.
even want to think about what she'll do to other parts of the male anatomy. But you know, if you just put a bag over her head, I could look past that grill.
Number 6.
Weakness. Weakening.
Matilda. She has the classic ugly girl syndrome. All she wants to do is for people to think she's pretty, so she tries way too hard and thus ends up backfiring on her. So not only is she just ugly, she's also a bitch. She's like a combo of...
I mean, ugly women tend to be bitches.
Fat, jacked up teeth, has a big mouth, and, well, she's green. And the worst part about it is...
So glad
she
Screw
actually
Attack is
thinks
dead.
She's hot. But
Most of the world is, I feel like.
Number 5.
As evil, as ugly as this lady looks, oh man, we haven't even got to the worst part.
Not even at all.
This lady's got some crazy...
Queen Slug for a butt's pretty
Queen
up
Slug
there.
for a butt, Earthworm Jim is not only evil...
That's not even her full
also
name.
has, as her name says, a slug used for her ass. I don't care how much cushion for the pushing you like, this just won't do.
Surprised there's never been an attempt to bring back
Her name
Earthworm
being
Jim in
Slug
game
for a butt
form.
would be bad, but that's actually condensed. Her full name is actually Queen Pulsating...
There it is!
Bloated, festering, sweaty, pus-filled, malformed slug for a butt. God.
Pause it.
Number 4.
Huh.
Who says a game loaded with ugly
Earthworm
chicks
Jim
can't be
historical
successful? I mean,
mid-carter.
just
The
look at all
Tajiri
three.
of the video game world.
As horrendously awful as that smoking granny was, it's not even close to some others in this game. With all this just ugh being passed around, we've managed to narrow down Fallout 3's Queen of Nasties to just one. Now, it's bad enough when you see Moira Brown for the first time. I mean, she's got a mustache, and we all know that
She looks like
chicks with
Sarah
mustaches
Palin.
aren't hot. But if you see her after you nuke Megaton, yeah, I did it, then you're in for a really rude surprise.
I think Fallout
Now, not
4
only
gives
did the
you,
nuke
like,
just
I
decimate
think
all
there's a
the
ghoul
fun that she
NPC
previously
in
had,
Fallout 4 that
she
hits on you.
still has a mustache.
Huh. I guess you're right.
Number 3.
One of the most overlooked games recently had to have been the incredibly fun House of the Dead Overkill on the Wii. It's like
The
playing a
Grindhouse?
really,
Yeah, that one.
really bad 70s horror film. It's got all the stereotypes you'd expect. A white dude wearing glasses, a tough black dude, and a giant psycho broad that shoots aliens at you. I mean, everything. Yeah, so Mother may look like a hot sex kitten the first time you see her, mostly because the whole
Is House of
brain
the
swap
Dead
thing that
the
went on.
most
But when she starts yakking,
absurdist
it's
zombie
about to go
fiction?
down. I don't want to give anything away.
I'm having
for those
trouble
who
thinking
haven't
of
played,
anything
so
else
I'm
that
just
comes
gonna let the
close.
two lead characters' witty dialogue fill you in.
It's pretty fucking ridiculous,
More
isn't it?
than likely fucked his mother. And not once did you call him motherfucker.
I love that game.
Number 2.
See, maybe
Do we even
that's
count
so
Mother Brain
how
as a
does
chick?
Brain get on the list? And
It's a
well,
brain.
Yeah, Mother Brain in Metroid doesn't exactly
That gets
have the
attacked like a
looks per se.
Cyclops robot
We're not
body.
exactly talking about that Mother Brain. We're talking about this Mother Brain. You
that
know,
one.
Captain N. I mean, look at her. Aside from having the whole brain exposed
Yeah, I guess
thing,
there's
which
that.
is nasty enough, she tries to mask that by putting on eyeshadow and lipstick. You can't mask that, Ugg. Then you throw in a little Michael Jackson non-existent nose and you are S.O.L.
Forgot about that show?
We haven't even gotten
A
to the
number of
worst
people
part
did.
about her.
And very big beast. Would you get him, you idiot?
Does Captain N even count? It shouldn't.
In a prison cell.
Can you imagine waking up to that in the morning?
Hey chat, fun
It's like a
fact.
rake
When
of
I
flavor
first
and
played
flavors
Smash
in your
Ultimate Story Mode,
No one could
The
possibly
World of
love
Light,
you. You're
I went into the final battle with the chosen team of Mega Man, Simon, and Pit.
Let's hit the old fugly recap before we get to number 1. Number 10, Nurses from Silent Hill. Number
Go
9,
fuck yourself.
Bruno. Number 8, The Fable 2 Hookers. Number 7, Melina.
Go fuck
Number
yourself.
6, Gruntilda from Banjo-Kazooie. Number 5, Queen Pulsating, Bloated, Festering, Sweaty, Pus-Filled, Malformed, Slug for a Butt. Number 4, Skeletor. Number 3, Mother. And number 2, Mother Stinkin' Brain from Captain N.
It's number 1.
I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, aren't I?
Usually, in our top 10s, there's at least some discussion as who's gonna be...
Chat, I'm gonna be honest. I know what this boss is. I've played God of War 2 quite a number of times, much more than I have any other entry in this franchise. I suspect you're just gonna show this thing's tits on screen, so I think this video is done now. And I cannot trust you any longer. Jesus Christ. Also, Medusa in God of War 2 is... multiple Gorgons, by the way? It's censored, don't worry. Is it? Okay, if you say so. If I get banned, it's your fault.
Be number 1, but on this list, there was no arguments. Clavo in God of War 2 is like the fat lady you see just picking out of the buffet, just stuck in a man.
Yeah, all the Gorgon sisters, like, have this thing in a
reptile-like
room.
Scales and ginormous fatty boobs. Lots
Many neeplet.
boobs. Ugh. Usually when you see boobies everywhere, you think that's a good
Porkcore?
thing. But
Yes.
dear Lord, who has boobs on their stomach. As you make your way through the loom chamber, it's bad enough you gotta avoid swaying blades of death, but being killed by nipples takes this broad to a whole nother level. But
I was lied to. I was lied to again. Well, the dream is dead. Next. Coming in. From Dragon Shade Studios, The Haunting, a Call of Cthulhu story.
It all began with a pleading offer from Mr. Knott,
Who shared
one of
this?
Boston's
I believe
minor
Ryan.
landlords. His most recent acquisition, a place the locals called the Old Corbett House, was not drawing the interest he thought it would. Persistent rumors that the house was haunted or cursed kept prospective tenants away. No one wanted to reside in that location after what supposedly had happened to the Marcario family.
Spooky fish scare
Looking
me.
to give the house a clean bill of health, Mr. Knott reached out to two of Boston's most stand-up private investigators, Jonathan Jackson Hewitt and Ahan Singh. The task was far from their usual.
Why did no one try to
but the
deep
promise
fry
of cash
Cthulhu?
in recent lean times was enough to sway their decision.
If
With a nod
Cthulhu
and firm
rose from the
handshake,
ocean
they
off
accepted
the
the
shore
job.
of New Orleans,
In the house's dimly
he
lit
turned tail and run at
confines,
the first sight of
Ahan
the
and
batter.
Jonathan combed through the debris of the past.
Too expensive?
Every creak of the floorboards,
Sounds like
every
coke.
scuttle of rats, and every cold draft alluded to the circumstances that drove away the Marcario family.
Police
Private
uniforms
journal
used to look
entries
cool.
told of odd sights seen at night,
Look at that hat.
of the feeling of being watched, and hateful whispers
You got an
slowly
air
turning
fryer
the
big
family
enough?
against each other.
No grills big enough?
A sharp rap at the door
I feel like
shattered
you
the
could
silence
try.
of the investigation, announcing the arrival of a local police constable.
I would like to
With cold
remind
eyes
the
and stern
audience
demeanor,
that the
officer
Marvel
demanded to
characters
know
in
their
the zombie
business,
universe
and offered
ate
a warning
Galactus, and that
the house has a
motherfucker's
troubled
really big.
history, and if the investigators knew what was good for them, they would quit this investigation.
The constable hat.
Undeterred by the ominous warnings of the policeman, Ahan and Jonathan pressed on, and so they ascended the creaking stairs to the second floor. The dilapidated bathroom was tarnished by years of neglect, and cobwebs clung to the corners like tattered curtains, and the air was heavy with the stench of mildew and decay. As Ahan stepped into the room, his senses were assailed by a chill in the air. His eyes wandered over to the mirror, and within its surface he saw it.
Are you going to see
A
yourself in the
ghostly
mirror?
apparition, its wizened form hovering behind him in the reflection.
What if
staring
Galactus
back
was
with
infected with
menacing
the
intent
T-virus?
from its depths.
The T-virus
Frozen in
specifically.
place, Ahan could only watch as the specter leaned in closer and closer.
I assume it just
eyes
wouldn't work.
burning with an otherworldly intensity.
Even in Resident Evil, people being,
It
like,
was only when Jonathan
resistant to
arrived
the
that
T-virus
apparition
is a thing.
vanished, leaving Ahan with shaken nerves and the
Oh, we're dealing
unsettling
with that kind of
realization
thing.
that something unnatural was lurking within the old Corbett house, and that perhaps this place did deserve its
Chat,
ill
is fear of
reputation.
mirrors fear that, like, the glass will
Jonathan
break
later
and
combed
cut
through
you,
the
or is
dusty
it
relics
fear
within
of
the
seeing
abandoned
something in the
bedroom,
mirror?
learning more about the prior residents who fled in haste.
Don Callis in your
Amidst his
mirror.
digging in the debris, distant sounds of children's play and laughter caught his ear. They sang a discordant melody from the grounds below. Jonathan approached the window to catch a glimpse of what he was certain to be impossible when a sudden movement caught his eye. With a gut-wrenching lurch,
See
the bed
something
in the
in it,
middle of the
usually?
room shifted across the floor, propelled by an unseen force. And with a cry of shock and pain, Jonathan was sent careening through the shattered glass. As he lay on the cold earth,
This is a scary
gasping for
movie
breath
bit,
and
isn't
clutching at his injured ribs,
I feel like this
Jonathan's
exact thing
gaze
happens
turned
in one of the
towards
scary
window
movie
above.
sequels. What are we
Saw
watching?
nothing but emptiness.
At present, a Cthulhu
With
thing.
equal parts shared determination and trepidation, Ahan and Jonathan descended into the darkness of the basement. Their flashlights casting feeble beams of light against the shadows that crawled along
I think
the
they
cold
statted
stone walls.
Cthulhu in 2nd edition
Every
D&D,
step
if
they
I'm not
took
mistaken.
echoed
Didn't
through
they?
the silence. As they
They
sifted
did,
through
didn't
the ruined
they?
furnishings, there was a sudden movement and a glint of metal flashing in
If
the
you
dim
dig
light.
deep enough, there's official
With
stats for a
impeccable
lot of things you
reflexes,
wouldn't
Ahan
expect.
drew his
man.
sword and intercepted the deadly dagger before it could embed itself in Jonathan's chest. With a resounding clang, the ceremonial blade was deflected into the nearest wall,
Pathfinder has
revealing
statted
a
old
hidden
ones.
sanctum.
If they're
A secret
statted, you
second
can
room
kill
within
them.
the bowels of the house.
If you stat him, it's possible.
Jonathan and Ahan stepped past the threshold into the hidden chamber, where a dread settled over them like a heavy shroud. The chamber lay empty, save for a solitary dais in the center, upon which lay the desiccated form of Walter Corbett himself. His grotesque appearance worse
Have we
than
already
could have
gotten
been
to the race
predicted,
mixing with the
for
fish
his chest
hose?
cavity was open, revealing a hideous tangle of veins
Chad,
and
I don't know
arteries
why
that
everyone's so
extended like
down on
tendrils
mermaids.
into the very walls of the house.
And they always say, you
binding
know,
the
you need a
estate to
reverse
his
mermaid.
twisted
No, you
will.
don't. You don't need the
Before
reverse
they could
mermaid.
react, Mr. Corbett
It's
unleashed
still
a psychic
there.
assault upon them.
It's just
and
on the
leveled
fish
into
part.
energy crashing against their minds like a tidal wave.
And quite frankly, if that's
Ahan,
not good
overwhelmed
enough
by
for
the
you, then I
onslaught,
think
was
you're
knocked
beyond saving.
unconscious, and his body slumped to
And
the
you will
ground in
not
a heap.
survive the coming tide.
In pure desperation, Jonathan's scholarly demeanor
I believe he
fell
heals on
those
every
who
turn
abandoned
completely and
reason
has
for
a decent
savagery.
chance to take you
With a
completely
roar
gibbering
of
insane on every
defiance, he
turn,
launched
too.
himself at Mr.
I think that's the Call of
Corbett with all
Cthulhu
the ferocity
tabletop
of
you're
a
thinking
wounded
of.
animal, and delivered headbutt
Because of
after
course that's
headbutt
that.
to the undead abomination.
In the Call of
until it was
Cthulhu
reduced into a
tabletop,
shattered
I
pile of
think
bone
if
and
you end up
skin.
fighting Cthulhu, he just instantly kills someone on every turn,
With
no
Mr.
matter what,
Corbett battered,
and
broken,
has a
and
chance to
unmoving,
instant insanity, and
Jonathan
one that
and the
doesn't make a
recovered
will
Ahan
save
left
on
the
every
accursed
turn.
estate, spirits weary from
And
the
even if
ordeal.
you do somehow kill him, he just
They stepped
comes
into
back
the
to
cool
life
night
5
air.
minutes later.
Taking a moment to reflect on the case, they knew that their tale would find no willing ears to listen, and no minds open to believe the horrors they had witnessed. They made their way back to Mr. Knott, looking every bit the worse for wear.
If I'm not
They made a
mistaken,
simple
the end of
declaration.
Little Mermaid where
The
Eric
house
drives
had
the
been
ship
successfully
into
expunged of all
Ursula,
malfeasance.
I think that's just lifted directly
As the
from
words
Call of
hung in the
Cthulhu,
air,
isn't it?
devoid of further details,
When Cthulhu gets
Mr.
summoned
Knott
and the guy
accepted
just
the
steers
report
the
without
ship
question
directly into him
and
so he
handed over the
fucks off and
payment.
goes back to sleep.
Task complete,
That's like
and
directly
pockets
lifted,
lined
isn't
with
it?
cash, the two investigators turned their minds to their next case that would await them. While their approach may have lacked the refinement and
You know, it's rare
meticulousness of
protagonists
others,
in these
the
stories ever
undeniable
make it out.
efficacy of their methods was beyond dispute. Little did they know that this straightforward
Don't know if it was on
investigative
purpose,
style
but that
would
was the
present
ending.
unforeseen tragedy in their subsequent case. But that is a tale best left for another telling.
You know, I appreciate it when Lovecraft's work just has the hero winning. It happens so rarely often. Ah. Yep. On to the next one, boys. I believe this was also something Ninja submitted. From Hello, I'm a Pizza. Top 10 most controversial UK TV adverts. Had a level 13 brawler with a series of loophole feats that could mathematically succeed at grappling plus pinning plus chokehold / critical spamming Haster. Good man. So-called strongest character in fiction when a drunk sailor sails up. The art was really good. What was the name of the channel? Let me check on that. It's inside the Discord. It's in the Discord, actually. It's in the Reaction Slop channel. It should still be there. You'll have to scroll up a bit, but it is there. What was it doing? Right. It's in a thread for lobby. Just click the thread icon when you're in lobby. It should come up.
Tom, what is that?
Nothing.
I believe that's an erection.
You've got the pot noodle horn.
Of course not.
Let me see.
Get off, maniac!
There you go. Careful, you'll take an eye out.
Okay, I have got the pot noodle horn. It's big and brassy, and I'm going to blow it.
Tom.
No time for chit-chat, baby. My pot noodle horn is angry like
Clothesline
a
from
snake.
hell. Clothesline from the belt.
Sorry about that.
Oh, mate, we all get the pot noodle horn sometimes. Have you got the pot noodle horn?
Did anyone ever have a finisher where they attack you with their dick? Ah, my favorite! The Haunting of Spooky Girl. Joey Ryan, who was blacklisted for being a sex pest. Of course it would be Joey Ryan. Of course it would be.
Hello.
I miss Deer.
Taco icon is only $59.95 on Pay As You Go. Phones for you. Missing our deals will haunt you.
Why can't I be haunted by a girl? You Brit Bong. We have to be willing to forgive people for their mistakes. Oh, hey, I've seen this one, actually. Dog! God, that heavy fucking dog did me.
Excite. Extreme mint refreshment.
Oh, are they gonna have the one where Death, like,
Brilliant. All right, I'll see you on the
hangs
on
out by the
ninth.
river where
Okay,
the
bye.
kid drowns in this one? That's a UK ad, isn't it? There you go. Just a little bit of a good hooking.
The average smoker needs over 5,000 cigarettes a year.
Chat, I'll be honest, Fishhook is a fucking bad one.
Call 0800-169-0169.
The only reason no one
Or
gives a
visit
shit that you, like, use a
getunhooked.co.uk.
hook for fishing is because fish don't have pain receptors. This is pretty normal so far, I'll be honest.
Ah, they've let you out again, have they? You worthless little cow.
Coming in. Check the sleep.
I don't know what it says, alright?
You okay? Here, 20 quid.
Ah, the endless cycle of life.
I don't know what it says.
Here, 20 quid. Worthless little cow.
That is def the average look of a criminal in the UK, no lies detected.
20 quid.
Well, not in current. Fish got rid of those for survival. This is turning into a YouTube poop, by the way. Too many sea animals take small nibbles out of them. I mean, yeah, there's an entire subspecies of that.
There was once a land where the weather was very, very strange. There were awful heat waves in some parts, and in others, terrible storms and floods. Scientists said it was being caused by too much CO2, which went up into the sky when the grown-ups used energy. They said the CO2
Is this a
was
hippie
getting
ad?
dangerous. Its effects were happening faster than they had thought. Some places could even disappear under the sea, and it was the children of the land who'd have to live with the horrible consequences. The grown-ups realized they had to do something. They discovered that over 40% of the CO2 was coming from ordinary everyday things like keeping houses warm and driving
Climate change
cars,
ad with
which meant
misinformation.
if they made less CO2,
Wouldn't that just be
maybe
anything
they
having
could
to do
save
with
the
it?
land for the children.
Is there a happy ending?
Ugh. Didn't that hole in the ozone layer repair itself, by the way? With no help from anyone? Yes, it did.
Herein.
Is this another haunting one? I like the haunting ones. Ah! Chat, could you defeat yourself if yourself came to assassinate you? I feel like I could beat up me.
Ich singe keine Melodien.
Pure
Ich singe
strikes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ich singe keine
Strike Bill.
Melodien. Ich singe 1, 2, 3, 4. Ich singe keine Melodien. Ich singe 1, 2,
Having an instant 5-star classic with myself.
ich singe keine Melodien.
Why is this controversial? Too violent, this is the coolest thing ever. Mirror match.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is no less violent than like a Jackie Chan movie that gets rated G.
Sometimes, the only one you have to beat is yourself.
Because it's too violent and it aired before 9 p.m. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
1, 2, 3.
It's a good one. I like that one. Very enjoyable. Ah, oh boy! We're doing this now. UK is a joyless country. I mean, yeah. You'd be pretty joyless if you had to wake up every morning and put beans on your
If you're
fucking
late for your
toast.
period, you could be pregnant.
Microwave
If
your
you're
goddamn
pregnant and not
cereal,
sure
you
what to do,
degenerate.
Mari Stopes International can help.
This is the country that banned nunchucks. I think nunchucks are illegal in a good amount of states over here too, aren't they? The least effective weapon in history. Psychotic. Offensive to blind people and could promote animal cruelty. Offensive to blind people. Well, if it's offensive to blind people, then how would the blind people even be able to tell it was offensive because they couldn't goddamn see it?
Paddy Power can't get Tiddles back. There's nothing we can do about that. But we can get you your money back.
Hell of a kick,
with
though.
our money back specials.
Good man.
Check them out before you bet at paddypower.com.
Huh. Encourages bad manners amongst children. Oh, good. Chat, how old were you when you, like, realized you shouldn't try and speak with a full mouth of food? Or, like, slurp your drink? Or anything like that? I think I was in, like, 7th grade. Before I learned to just not slurp when I was drinking. Huh. That wasn't bad. Yeah, I was pretty late on that, I'll admit. I will admit that fully. I believe this next one was a Meto submission. Mimi Tachikawa, but she's voiced by Pick and Pivka, again, from Digimon Professor.
Bachan, let's be honest, did you watch in your life ever hentai?
Quiet, Tenma.
Don't lie to me! Don't lie to me, filthy woman! Did you watch porn or did you not watch porn?
There's like a proven study out there. This is serious. This is serious. There's a
I
real
don't think it
study out
is.
there that says that the more Mountain Dew that you drink, the better you are at video games.
Okay, so then why are you still bad?
So if I drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew, do I get actively worse at video games?
Thank you guys for coming to today's stream. Meth is so yummy though. Yummy, yummy. The police are here to get me on charges of stalking, kidnapping. What's it called when you slip somebody a roofie? He called the cops
Attempted
on me
rape?
because he cares about me and he was worried that maybe my mental health was suffering. But everything's
Chad, am I
fine.
the only streamer you watch that actively doesn't attempt to shy away from using certain
He's not a
vernacular?
bad dragon.
No, why would he?
The only thing I don't
lie?
do on the stream is use the gamer words.
I don't know.
Everything else is completely on the table.
Sebastian said if it's 130, if your dragon is real, why do I not see it in the Bad Dragon catalog? Because he's not bad.
What is? What?
Are there any dragons in the monster
Bad
manual that
Dragon
are statted as good aligned?
What is Bad Dragon catalog?
Look it up. It's unironically, it's like a list of like every dragon that has ever appeared in media as like a villain.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. All metallics? The metallics are statted as good? Really?
What the fuck is this?
Oh, good, you know.
You ever watch Hachima?
I watch Hatsama. I like when she
Remember-
vomits.
Oh, what? What? You like when she what? Michan?
If you'd be a real one, you'd stream paint dry. The game or actually painting my wall?
You today to reveal a horrible accident to the pony 감자 project. This is all. It's brown now.
Yeah,
I
there you
have
go.
also got another glass.
Chat, I need a Beppis, excuse me. Enjoy the words. Ugh. Jesus, that was shorter than I thought it would be. Next. I actually have to grab the next ones because I neglected to grab more. Then in a minute, hang on. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me get him on the dock, excuse me. Excuse me a moment. I'll grab some more. Just give me a goddamn minute here. Give me a second, by God. Hang on. By God, give me a minute. Hang on. Hang on a second, chat. Hang on. Oh, good. This one has an ad on it. Wait until that's done. Pause. There we go. Next up on the list, everybody. From CS188, same channel as last time. YouTube poop. Flowflex. Revolution. Why does Thief only submit YouTube poop, by the way? I mean, yeah.
It's time to come. This is
every
the
time.
Revolution.
Excuse me a moment.
This is the sex machine that introduced the awesome power of gems. Now you can have a stronger penis, guaranteed.
God,
now
if only.
If
only it were so simple.
Experience. You've never experienced anything because there's never been anything. And now comes the
What's the name of that surgery you can get where they just cut you open and they like snip the inner part of your dick so it's like 2 inches longer?
In as little as more than 90 weeks, guaranteed. You need to get a sexy
I don't think.
body.
No, never.
You've never experienced the awesome power of tighter ass. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Would you
That sounds
like to get
painful.
fat
Apparently
more
it
than
works.
400 pounds. Well, the results you want, real results you want, are the results.
I was impressed.
No smiles at our house.
Good edit.
I feel myself.
Definitely life-changing.
This is not
Life-changing.
A vasectomy.
wow.
No,
wow.
that's the one that
Why
makes
did
you
it take
impotent.
us so long to get the
Josh.
Feels good. I love it.
Hi, I'm Pete from Tom Herbert. I'm a registered
Good to know.
and a professional family therapist.
Oh, oh.
I also teach trainers. I also train teachers.
You wanted it.
1.5 million customers have really custom home gyms. Hi, I'm Gym Quality Experience, which means your muscles get a gym quality experience. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the Bowflex Revolution experience. Bowflex, these muscles.
YouTube poops are a weird thing to react to.
Gym quality beauty comes in the form of plates.
Because I typically don't find modern ones funny.
And fluxes being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring,
allowing you to perform virtually any exercise for any muscle group.
Oh God, you're doing the thing.
Inside of the arms are ropes. Made of the
That's the
same
one that makes you shoot
material
blanks?
used in bombs.
Yeah, it's a vasectomy. That's not what I'm
The
talking
leg press
about, though.
also features a 2. Plus, there's an upgrade available for
Fond of Dr. Doom. Extremely fond.
Many home gyms, this station
One
is
of you should
extremely
submit
comfortable,
straight out of
and you'll
Latveria
get a
at some
great
point, by the way.
pounding.
Amazing channel. Top 10.
Unsatisfied.
Hi, I'm getting a tremendous boner.
Not for some time for life.
Nothing.
I've heard stories of
movement
like
and
dudes that
proper
have gotten
exercise,
vasectomies that end
movement
up
and
having
proper
kids like
exercise,
30
movement
years
and
later.
proper exercise.
Because sometimes
Here's
it just
the
works
great
again.
thing. You get the squat to people. You'll get people all over the seat and both the front and back of your legs.
Some of them like that.
Even with the
And you
Did
should judge them
realize
for
that
it.
Bowflex fitness products are stronger than Flex tape.
That's a lot of shit. Wait.
Don't wait any longer. Call now and call now and call now.
The Thunder God.
Leg extension and leg extension and leg extension and leg extension and leg extension.
I don't want to be built like Slender Man.
Build lean, hard muscle and improve your overall health.
You'll get the results you want.
And strengthen your entire body. Strengthen your
We may have gone too far.
Time, don't worry.
You'll give up being 5.
I may have gone too far in some places.
Check it out. You're virtually useless. Why?
Yeah, I know.
The important thing is start in a big now. Make that choice now. Wow.
Why?
Up and down. Up
I'm
and down.
I'm leaking
and
my
down.
brain fluid at this rate, dude.
Up and down. Up and down. Front and
I don't
back.
want to go up and down again.
Front and back. Up and down. Front and back. Up and down. Front and back.
P-Home Gym. P-Home Gym. Awesome sauce results can be yours faster than you come. XXX technology is a completely new experience.
Good job, Steve.
Other home gyms.
Okay, good bit.
The science of movement and proper exercise.
I'm doing the Leo point right now. You can't see it. Huh. Next. From Brian David Gilbert, Outdoor Ed, Kids Pilot Concept.
At some point or another, everybody's been small. But I'm the only fella who's 20 feet tall.
Hey, is that Outdoor Ed?
But 2 feet tall or 20, there is always
Who shares
room to
this
grow,
one?
So I made my very own nature show.
I think right.
We've got animals,
Right?
plants, and a special guest. Don't know what
Yeah.
I'm doing, but I always try my best. Outdoor best. Nature and adventure and friends, you know.
Is this going to turn into a horror thing? I feel like this is the type of thing that's going to turn into a horror thing.
And my outdoor show.
And cut. That was good, Ed, but who are these two little critters on your shoulder?
Oh, right. Business Duck.
It's
This
Twerkster
is
mode.
And this is Bristle. And I told them they could be in the show.
You did what? We can't have everybody in the show, Ed.
Well, Bristle, it seems our big TV dream is crushed.
All right, fine. They can be in the show, but no snacks. All right, you can have snacks. I just can't resist the face.
Hey, everybody! BD says you can all be in the show!
Everybody?
Time at last.
That's too many. I want to be in the show. About this? I need to think.
Uh-huh.
Please, BD?
Okay, fine.
Yeah!
There's a place for me and you and everybody we know in the outdoor world of Outdoor Ed and my outdoor show. Yeah! Was that okay, BD?
Yep.
No.
Just 10 more ticks.
Jesus. That was the whole thing, huh? This shit sucks. Podbot, how many pilots? I feel like I've seen that name somewhere before. Is this an actual pitch? Hell if I know, dude. Next on the list. From Chef Club, World's Biggest Pizza Snowman. Can it be taller than me?
Is a pizza dough, and this is a machine to inflate balloons. I'll be using it.
I haven't
to
had
attempt
like
to make
proper
first
pizza in
ever
so long,
pizza
man.
Snowman. I need to determine if it's even possible. Yes, you heard right.
Attempt number 1. Let's go.
Because a few weeks ago, I published a video on YouTube where you can see me dropping a huge inflated dough ball into the oil. It expanded, and that
Spherical.
gave me the idea, why not turn this into a snowman? To make sure we can reach our
Has
goal,
anyone ever
the base of the
attempted to
snowman
make
must
Pizza
be
the Hut,
inflated
by the
enough
way?
to support the structure without collapsing, but at
Like
the
to
same
scale?
time, tasty and crispy enough. For this, we have a few pizza doughs on the bottom. Whoa, whoa! And let's not press that yet until we have a nice little vacuum. And there it goes. And it's working. Our contraption didn't work. It was impossible
No
to control
shit.
the airflow. The power was too much and it caused the dough to explode.
Attempt number 2. Let's go.
If I can't make a perfectly round shape out of the dough, then our next option must be to start from an already perfectly round shape.
I don't think this is a good way to make a pizza, I'll be honest.
Place it on top. Remove
I don't
the
reckon this is a viable
and we
strategy.
Continue with more pizza doughs until it is completely covered. And our last one to cover this side. So I have a base. However, frying it directly in the oil would make it melt.
No, I didn't invent fried pizza. It's actually an Italian specialty that's found in Naples. It's a big part of the Italian street food culture.
My
with its
ex
very
tried to
own
convince
unique
me once
flavor
that a woman
and
invented
satisfying,
pizza.
crunchy, crispy crust.
I fought him on that all
Squeeze it
goddamn
to make
night.
it hard enough to allow me to remove the balloon, then fry it.
Alright, y'all, this is nice and ready. Set in freezer. Go ahead and... Alright, well, get both on this. A middle one.
Okay, I have the shape, but we have a problem.
A male ex said that, not a female one?
To get a perfect sphere.
Well,
Based on
female
the
now.
result, I'm not sure
Does that
I'll get
count?
the perfect ball. It's already starting to deflate.
Whew. At this point, I feel like we're losing the battle. Okay, last option.
Attempt number 3. Let's go.
It's
Last
almost like
chance
this
to
is a
end up
fool's
with
errand and shouldn't be
well-inflated
attempted
dough.
because
I
it
decided
accomplishes
to go with
nothing.
a little extra dough to make it thick enough to support the pressure. This time, we'll use a straw and go slow.
Why are we doing this? Man is blowing pizza.
Try not to pop it, and let's see if it works.
What is being accomplished by doing this?
Seems like it does.
He felt like making a pizza
And then we
snowman.
go to the hot oil.
Why are we
Carefully.
watching this? Because everything
Very
is in the
carefully.
one thread.
Just like this. Like that. Gonna come through.
How long is this?
Grab it.
By the way, we're not even
Slowly
halfway
and
through.
gently
This has
pour
only been
it
3
on the
minutes.
top.
It feels like 15.
Let that baby bubble. Let it grow. Look at that.
My God.
No, guys, it's not magic. It's chef's up. So what's the science behind all this? When pizza is placed in hot oil, the heat causes the dough to
It's been
cook
over an
quickly
hour, by
and
the way.
steam to be produced.
I didn't think it was
inside
that
the
long.
dough. The steam then causes dough to rise or inflate, as we did. The oil also helps.
I'm curious to see how this
the
ends.
surface of the dough, which helps prevent the steam from escaping and allows it to continue to build inside the dough. All right, guys, this is cooking nicely, but we're gonna go a little bit bigger, carefully. Here we have plenty of hot oil.
The science
And
behind
just to
heat
make
making
it
things cook.
Nice and sturdy and extra crispy for us. Beautiful.
You see, when you apply a
Take it out.
certain amount of pressure
Wait.
to something,
Here we go.
and the
Carefully.
spoon begins to rise from within due to the
Wait.
temperature increase, it will scale up in size
able
to
to.
accommodate for
Get
the
out.
extra
Like
heat.
that. Got it. Careful. I'm gonna let some of that oil drip. So
I'm very fond of that voice. I've been doing it a lot more lately.
1, 2, 3.
I don't even know what to call that voice.
Nice. Alright, guys. It looks amazing!
2012
Let's
YouTube
take
moment.
It straight to the oven to keep it warm while we work on the upper body. Come on. Who likes
Tyler voice?
pizza? Just to let it dry.
I feel like
real
I was
quick,
doing
in
it
the
before
meantime, we're gonna
Tyler.
go ahead and
Should we
tackle
call it
the
Tyler
rest of the
voice?
body and the head. So basically, like an average pepperoni
God rest his
pizza,
soul.
You know how it goes. We all love it. Tomato sauce, oregano, cheese, cooked sliced pepperoni, and little TLC. I added water to seal the edges and keep it airtight. You
Chat,
know
is
the
there a
drill,
name
just
for a
repeat.
food item where you essentially just make two pizzas and you, like, have them together? With, like, the bread part on the outside? Is that a sandwich that I just described?
Carefully.
We're not
There
doing
we go.
this.
And we're gonna come through. Garlic butter that is, guys. Parmesan, y'all. Little Parmesan for the snow. All the way around. Both parts.
Chaffany, am I psychotic for not understanding why the fuck you, like, coat something in really
Using a
easy
red
fall-off
chili pepper for
cheese?
the nose, because the carrot would obviously be too heavy and break the head. For the
What's
eyes,
the
I'm
point
gonna
of putting
go with a
cheese
little
on something if
sliced
it's
olive
like-
and a bit of cream cheese to make them stick?
If it's
and
one, not
using
melted
some
at
deli
all.
meat for the scarf. Use
And you
your
just
preference.
put it over something that it's not going to stick to.
Hits like a button.
A heart attack?
That. Make sure he's not cold.
I mean, if you're weak.
We go here. And we place this one right on top.
I don't think I'd eat this since this man's saliva is on the inside. Good man.
Nice. Now we go here. And we got the head,
I'm
y'all.
gonna like melted cheese as well. It's not
There
even
you
a
go.
matter of melted cheese. I could eat a cold cut sandwich, but a cold cut sandwich isn't gonna have the cheese fall off.
Make sure you try it for your first time a little bit smaller. Here we go. However, we're gonna dig into the brains and check out the inside. Go ahead and cut.
You didn't even
here.
cook the fucking
Beautiful.
meat.
Have our pepperoni pizza, nice and cheesy, yo. Let's go get some out of here.
This can't be an actual record.
Baby, look
There's
at
a lot of
that.
stupid
Come back to
records
that
in the
and
record
get some.
book, man.
Go here.
There's a lot of stuff in there that shouldn't be there. You know most amount of people to have sex at the same time as a record? That's something that apparently people care enough to keep track of. The The world is run by
fill this
whores.
with anything you want. Pizza toppings, salad, potatoes and cheese, whatever your little heart desires can go in here. Enjoy.
He's making this in the back room of the
Welcome to the
Slop
PetSmart
shop.
kitchen.
Oh,
I'm
shut
excited
the
to
fuck.
give you a behind the scenes.
Shut up, woman. Huh. How many people was it? You want me to look this up? I'll look this up right now. World record, sex. 7 outrageous sex world records that will have you clutching your pearls. I don't reckon. World's strongest vagina is up there. Most queefs in the shortest time. World's most powerful sex toy. The longest permanent erection. The longest time spent masturbating. The largest penis in the world, which is 42.5 centimeters, by the way. Sex position that breaks more penises. This is not what I'm thinking of. Most participants. I don't know why the cover image on this is like an obese woman. Hang on. The loudest penis is apparently a record that is being kept somewhere in the world by someone. $919 is the record. 919. Sexual liberation, I guess. Fuck this world. We're gonna have some Halloween ones on this one, it looks like. Oh, good.
So that
Shut up, James. We'll get to you. Thief would know that. Uh-huh. So, from Chilling Props, the Full Spirit Halloween 2024 animatronic collection. Chad, did you know I've never once set foot in a Spirit Halloween? I've been to a Halloween Express before. Never a Spirit Halloween.
This is the entire
Screen off?
2024
No, it's not. Liar.
Spirit Halloween lineup. Stick around to the end. I'll be activating them all at the same time. Let's get into this.
This guy sounds like if
Starting at
DSP
the
wasn't
number one
morbidly
spot,
obese.
We have 2024 Twitching Banshee. This is a return from 2015, and it
It was, but
retails
stream
at
delay.
$230. She is also online only for this year.
Chat, do you decorate your lawn for holidays? I'll be honest, no, I'm good. Haven't bothered since I was like 15.
Number 2
That was
is
a long time
Nibbles
ago.
the Clown. He has the new motion tracking technology in him. If you want to see a video on how that camera in his nose right there works, I put a YouTube video out not too long ago about testing the limits of him.
I've been watching you for a while now. I hope you don't mind. I like the way you walk. I can't help but follow you around with my gaze. You have a certain bounce in your step that's just so enticing. Mind if I follow you around for a bit longer?
These are things Thief would say to a woman and think it would work.
At number 3 is Cotton Candy Dan. He is my absolute favorite of the year.
You know, when I was like 5 or 6, I went trick-or-treating.
Attention all kiddos!
Walked up to a random house.
Attention all kiddos!
There was a ghost face prop on the porch. They had one of those take one please buckets out. I go over to take one. It was not a ghost face prop, it was a guy pretending to be dead. And then he got up. I didn't like it. I'm gonna kill! I'm gonna kill him! Every last one of them!
Number 4 is Rick Ratman. He was the first release of the year, and he retails at $200.
If someone had this shit, I'd do the botch jackhammer to it. Change to Brave. I don't know what Brave is. I've only heard about Brave today. I have no idea what that shit is.
Number 5 is the Dark Princess. She retails for $170 and is a reskin of last year's Dagger Mike.
I've seen better. Huh.
Number 6 is the Cremator. He retails at $200 and he's
Isn't this just that chick from RE8? Oh, never mind. She's lit. Mouth is closed. Crying. The one before was the Cream Maker. Don't say that. See if I can get any of the new quotes to come up.
Number 7 is Mac Straw. He
Still not.
retails at
Yo, Scarecrow Chads, it's time!
And what's cool about him is that he's indoor or outdoor use. That means that he is weatherproof.
Does this guy just have all these mannequins in his house? I would assume.
Number 8 is Gravestone Ghoul.
That's just the
He's
Crypt Keeper.
$180 and he's also weatherproof.
Yo, Ric Flair! It's him! See if we can get a hype going here. I got time.
Number 9 is Night Terror. He is the most affordable of the year, coming in at $100.
If you want to be the man, you gotta beat the man. It's points,
Number
Steve.
10 is
Points.
Bobby
Exclamation
Strings.
point. Points.
He retails at $310.
Who's the puppet and who pulls
That's not the voice I was expecting to come out of this thing, I'll be honest.
Find out when you're asleep tonight. I found some scissors to cut me down from here.
Is that Ralph
then
Wiggum?
I'll string you up in my place. Why, it's
That sounds like Ralph Wiggum,
that.
right?
We'll have so much fun together. At least I will.
Number 11
Tarantula.
is the Gray Jumping Spider at $50.
Imagine having
He
enough to
is
buy
a
one of
new
these.
color for the year.
Yeah, it's not going to give someone a heart attack. You're in danger. Yeah, that'll go over well.
Number 12
Yo, it's
is
her!
Emily, and number 13 is Victor. They're both paired together because they are from the movie Corpse Bride.
Chat, would
and
you?
It's Spirit's first animatronic.
Be honest with me.
That you can hook together.
Be
with
real
a
with
USB
me.
cable. This is some new technology.
Parts might
but
fall
they are
off in the
both
middle.
Sold separately, and they do work on their own, but they're a lot cooler when paired together. Emily costs $300, and Victor costs $280. I'm gonna demo them both at the same time with their servo heads.
I win!
With this candle, I will light your way in darkness. With this ring, I ask you to be mine.
I do. You make the bride.
She can give you a ribs job.
Number 14 is the Demonic Gatekeeper. He retails at $200.
A Halloween animatronic, $300. Using an animatronic to speed in the carpool lane, $300.
This is the point of no return. Your cries and screams are futile.
Number 15 is Towering Tallulah. It is a reskinned prop of Mr. Dark from 2021. The price is $330.
This is not worth the cost, man.
Who do we have here?
Hello.
Your curiosity and trespassing has cost you your mortality. Fear not, for you will have eternal existence, spellbound to me.
Belly to belly suplex. Right through the pumpkin.
Number 16 is the Ringmaster.
How long is this?
It costs $330.
We're like halfway through.
Projection.
And then there's another video right after this.
Pretty similar to the Reagan animatronic from the Exorcist movie in 2021.
Oh god, I forgot that shit. I forgot that movie. It's fucking god. Why? Ugh. Jesus Christ. Ah, the souls of the damned. Can you pay a guy less and still make him give a better performance?
Dark, so
Usually, yes.
Demo him with a darker scene here.
Step right up. Come on, come on. Everyone is welcome. However, no entrance is free.
Souls in a pimp cane? Not enough modern character designs with a pimp cane.
Number 17 is the Michael Myers. He is a servo animatronic.
It's just never the same when they make the eyes visible in a Michael design. Dude, it's just not, it doesn't work. Mike with AIDS. It's coming out of his eyes.
Number 18 is Cerberus. He's the return from 2015. He came back this year as an online only, and he cost $130.
Chat, I'll be honest. Any design of Cerberus that's like the size of a normal dog looks really fucking stupid. I think the worst version of that is probably in Daikatana, probably. Where it's just like the size of a poodle.
Number 19
and it's a boss fight.
The Bear. He costs $280.
The face bear. Yo, he's on a ball.
Number 20 is the Deluxe Ghost Face. He comes with 2 heads and 2 knives. They're switchable, whatever one you like the most. He's $280, and he's from the movie Scream.
Ghostface is like the easiest to defeat slasher villain, right?
Number
He's just a
21
guy.
is the Static Ghost Face.
You take him out, no problem.
He costs $130. He doesn't move, but he does light up.
Truly horrifying.
Here's the dark demo. It looks way better. Number 22 is Shirley Stab. She's an online only for this year, costing $230.
This is just distorted enough that it shouldn't cause a claim, right? User animatronic maxing when you can buy the $300 skeleton pack. The Bone Brigade. $16-foot
Number
tall
23
skeleton.
is Wanda Webworth. She costs $270.
Legion Bonitis. Would you? No. No, I wouldn't. Chat, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like spider girls. The only exception I've ever made to that rule was Muffet, because she doesn't have a spider lower half.
Number 24 is
She just has 6 arms. That's it.
He costs
And I guess 8 eyes, but I can work with that. Summon twerk.
Number 25 is Creepy Towering Clown. He costs $230.
You are a
He was
tall
originally
bastard.
released in 2017. He came back this year as a return, and he's online only.
I'm starting a new juggling act. I'll need a hand from one of you.
Chat, does all fear of clowns stem from Tim Curry as Pennywise? Is that the beginning of the whole thing? It has to be, right?
I'm looking for someone
Yes?
to play hide and seek with. You go hide and I'll
Think it existed prior? Actually like this thing? This one's okay.
Number 26 is Clowning Around's return. His face looks a little different on the return. He's originally from 2020. People liked him so much that Spear Halloween brought him back.
Tim Curry had a fear of clowns, didn't want to see his reflection while in makeup. I guess there's John Wayne Gacy. I guess.
all wriggly and squirmy like. They're so cute I could just eat them up. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Number 27 is the Wolfie animatronic. He comes in at $370.
I never understood how skeletons are a viable enemy to try to defeat you in anything. Just kick them. Just kick them once. They're done. They come apart, no problem. Tim Curry as Pennywise was far scarier than Pennywise from the remake. Tim Curry's Pennywise is helped tremendously by the fact he's actually funny.
Number 28 is
Bill Skarsgård is not.
$350.
So he tries to go all in on the intimidation factor, and it loses the fact that he's supposed to be convincingly clownish as a means of luring children in. That Prince Albert in a can? Animatronics' unfavorable Halloween maxing strategy. I never got the appeal, for like the vast majority of it. Not bad. Not terrible. We do have another of the exact same thing to go into. Inferior to skeleton meta. From The Halloweener. All Spirit Halloween Animatronics 2021. Skip it, pull it. Slash pull. Enter. Skip. See. You have a minute. You have a minute to vote and poll. You have a minute. I feel like I could defeat the vast majority of these entities.
Give me that! Let go! It's mine! Get your own! This one's mine! You can have.
Are you gonna split the child down the middle? Is that what this is heading towards? Otherwise, I don't see the point.
Fine, we'll share. What's wrong, little girl? Don't you like ice cream? Everybody likes ice cream.
The reception to the animatronics would have been different if the jumping old guy sawdusted himself on the ceiling.
Hi, won't you play with me?
I'd like it if one of them did a Shockmaster. Unanimous vote.
And then
Skip! Be gone. Godspeed with your animatronic maxing. I believe this is a Sneck submission coming up next. Hey Vlad, how you doing? From Schluggeroony, James Rolfe, AVGN, not understanding computers. For 3 minutes.
Difficult. So Mike and I finally decided, we're like, you know what, we need a PC so we can play these games, So Mike bought a PC specifically for this video, for the AVGN Games video. I was busy working on the Alien 3 video at the time.
Good review.
And meanwhile, Mike was working on trying to figure out how to use this PC and everything, mainly how to get the game footage off the PC so that we could edit it on our Mac so that we could make the video.
James, I didn't own a computer until the year of our Lord 2020, and I started streaming like a year
just so
later.
that when I finished the Alien 3 video, I'd be all set to work on this next one. So the first thing is we try to record the footage on the PC. And everybody keeps saying, like, why don't you use Fraps? We used Fraps. It didn't work on every game. It worked on some games, but not all of them, because all these games were fan-made games, so a lot of them would be something different about
people just giving you videos to watch.
So every game
in the server,
there was some different way we had to record it. And then when we did get it recorded, whenever we were able to successfully record a game, then we had to figure out how to get it onto the Mac so that we could edit the footage and make the video.
You
so
plug
Mike
one
and
thing
Ryan,
into
who
both
does our
things,
web
and then you
design at
transfer your files.
cinemassacre.com, he worked with Mike
Fraps
to
is a flash
build
from the
him
past.
a PC computer
A
and
little
to
bit.
get a FireWire port
Mac,
on it
there's
so
your
that they could
problem.
get
You're
the
not
footage
wrong.
off. And then they also tried something with a network. They tried actually sending the footage from the one computer to the Mac over a network, and that didn't work because it was too slow, and the footage, it was the large files. So they eventually got it through the FireWire. They got it onto the Mac, but it would always be a different kind of file format. So then they would have to convert the file so that it could actually play on the Mac. And then once they would do that, a lot of times the footage would be all messed up.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Look what it's doing. Obviously, that's not right.
And I think with the AVGN Adventures game, we eventually did
Old
get
school
the footage
Fraps and
to
new
work,
school
but it always
OBS
had
have
this
one thing in
yellow
common: they
sort of
both really
stripe at
suck.
the bottom.
Yes.
Or like a lot of times with the text, you would see that the bottom part is yellow, and we don't know why it did that, but that was better than all the other glitches that we had, so we were happy to have that. For the rest of the games, we recorded it straight onto the camera, so we couldn't even bother with anything anymore. So we just filmed it straight off the screen, which was a real pain in the ass. So every
I can
one of those
imagine.
games that I'm playing, it was a nightmare. And there were so many games too, so it was just hours and hours.
Chat, do you know a single streamer that streams using a Mac?
Wrist
at all?
Hours of just trying.
Have you ever encountered a single one in your life?
And
I've heard nothing.
As the sound goes, the audio, we could have probably recorded it onto the actual built-in microphone on the camera, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted, because Mike and I were talking while we were playing the game.
Marky D, though he's a YouTuber.
Clear, uninterrupted sound. So to get good, clean sound, we ran a cable from the PC all the way into the Mac, so it was recording the audio in real time. So basically, we had the video file that was recorded on the camera.
I don't think this is a viable strategy to get audio.
You would have to sync up the audio and the video for every one of those games in every clip that we recorded. Another notable thing.
Jesus fucking Christ, James. What is wrong with you? You know a single person that uses a computer frequently? Not one? Hang on, I'm getting some more. Hang on. Hang on. I'm getting more. More that are in the thread. There's always more. Hang on a second. I'm loading up the next batch. There's gonna be more. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are these parody commercials you're giving me now? Is that what's happening? Alright. Next up, I believe this is Ride's submission. James thinking about game recording has not advanced since 2004. Psychotic, right? Anyway, from Extinct Zoo, if Jaws had been a whale.
somewhat common for people to think of Jaws as being a megalodon or some fictitious kind of shark.
No, he's
when
just
in
a little
reality,
oversized.
it was based off of a great white.
He's a fat bitch.
Albeit one that was larger than any ever recorded. There is no arguing, though, that a megalodon would definitely have made a more deadly and menacing Jaws, given its absolutely crazy size and taste for whales and large fish, including great whites themselves. But what if Jaws wasn't a shark? What if Jaws had been a whale? You may think that
It
the
probably
likeliest
would have been a
candidate
more
would have been a
appropriate
rogue
movie.
orca, or perhaps Mocha Dick, a large white sperm whale who frequently attacked ships and partially inspired the book Moby Dick. And while both of these would have definitely
we were
been good
talking about
picks,
getting rid of
the real
certain
answer for the
animals
best
altogether.
candidate would not have been a whale
Chat,
today,
I think we can
but
get rid of
rather
killer
one
whales.
that prowled the oceans 5 million
Like,
years
absolutely
ago,
all of
and
them.
had an appetite so
I don't think they'd be
voracious
missed.
that it challenged even the megalodon's hunger, who had actually also
To be
been
honest, I
tended.
can't ever see the
This
megalodon
was
still being alive
the
today.
Leviathan. This whale is perhaps the most nightmarish
Just last year, I think they
cetacean you could have
discovered
ever swam into.
quite a number
And it didn't
of
take long for
new
paleontologists to realize this as
under the
well.
ocean.
After first discovering it in 2008,
possibility is
when
never
by a stroke
zero.
of luck, a group stumbled upon a partial giant skull within the coastal deserts of Peru. This skull had been
Chat,
badly
did you
damaged,
know there's a
but
series
retained
of
most the
warm
upper
water
jaw,
rivers
parts of
underneath
the lower,
Antarctica?
and a few teeth. And just with these fossils alone,
With
it was
fish.
clear that this wasn't some small
Were you
fry,
aware of
but
this?
rather an aquatic animal of giant proportions, leading researchers to give it the genus name Leviathan, a nod to the biblical sea monster and demon Leviathan. And while Leviathan was indeed a sea monster, it was no biblical demon, rather a whale unlike any seen before. However, superficially speaking, the Leviathan did have some resemblances to the extant sperm whale, and studies on its
We'll
fossils,
get rid of the
which
ocean
looked
one
at their
day,
structure
chat.
and shape, did find that it belonged to the
It'll
same
never bother us
superfamily
again
of
after that.
cetaceans, the Physeteroidea, who are sometimes colloquially referred to as sperm whales. Although, in contrast to the modern sperm whale, it did not hail from the same family, the Physeteridae, with scientists being unsure of exactly which
whale
family
acting
Leviathan was a part of.
people at a beach,
Nevertheless,
smart
the
movie
two are
idea,
believed to
movie
share a few
maker.
similarities,
Yeah.
including a robust,
Right?
stocky body and a hard-to-miss, square-shaped head. And like the sperm whale, and many other whales for that matter, the Leviathan was also an aquatic creature of gargantuan size, being among the largest animals of its time. Currently, paleontologists think that adults could have been anywhere from 13.5 meters to 17.5
I like it when
meters,
we
or
ballpark
44
how
to 57
large
feet
certain
in
extinct
length,
species
with
were.
the upper range being more likely
Either you're
if its growth
completely on the
patterns was
money
similar
or
to
you've
that
never
of the
been more
extinct
wrong about
Zygophyceter,
anything. How many
while the
times
lower
have they
range would be more
redesigned the
realistic if it grew
Spinosaurus,
more
by
like
the
a
way?
modern
What are we
sperm
on
whale.
now?
Yet for now, the
Are
general
we on
consensus
design
is that
number
it's scaled more
6?
like a Zygophyceter, which makes it longer than the longest known mosasaurs and fairly similar in length
But the
to
ocean
biggest
is
shark
cool.
of all time,
Yes, but
the
it's
Megalodon.
awful.
The Leviathan wasn't just long though, but also extremely hefty, with
This
adults
video is
possibly
pointless, it's
weighing
just
over
nail
60
the whale
tons,
nerding.
30 times the weight of your average car, and roughly 10 times the weight of a medium-sized male orca. Suffice to say, Leviathan was no joke. And because it was a sperm whale, you may be thinking at this point that it was indistinguishable from modern whales. Yet this couldn't be farther from the truth, because the Leviathan had a sinister secret, one
Favorite
that became
dino?
abundantly clear once it
fine.
opened its mouth, revealing
It's like a
some of the most
beak-eared
nightmarish
dinosaur.
teeth of all time. And considering the skull alone could be over 3 meters or 9.8 feet long,
You know, I'm astonished
the
none of you have ever
Leviathan
given
had
me a
boatload
dinosaur
of
tier
these
list,
teeth,
I'll be honest.
40 to be exact.
I thought it would have
22
come
on
up
the
by
upper
now.
jaw and 18 on the lower. Even individually, these teeth were extremely menacing and
The most important steps
I'm
of
gonna
any
kill
get
them.
ready with
I'm gonna
me
kill
is
every
for
last one of
hydrate.
them. Every last advertiser on Earth is dead. Every last one of them.
absolutely
They all
giant,
gotta go.
sometimes measuring 1.2 feet or 0.36 meters from top to bottom, and thus giving Leviathan the largest biting teeth of any predatory animal, excluding tusks. These teeth also completely dwarf what's seen in other toothed whales, and even makes the tooth of the T-Rex seem a bit small. Of course though, when your jaw's in whale form, length alone isn't gonna cut it. And that's why, like its body, Leviathan's teeth were extremely thick, too, possessing a width of 4 inches or 10 centimeters at the middle, before tapering off at the top, creating tremendously
isn't
sharp
okay.
points
None
that
of this
allowed
is
the entirety
okay.
of the teeth to sink deep within flesh, incurring massive injury.
T-Rex, the
Such a
Austin of
design
dinosaurs.
lightly suggested that Leviathan was no
Mostly,
gentle
yeah.
giant, and led to it being classified as a
Don't care,
macroraptorial
Ahab
sperm whale,
was better.
which is a loosely defined group of now extinct whales that are thought to have been hypercarnivorous creatures that feasted on a wide range of large marine animals, namely marine mammals. And yes, this
Completely
includes other
justified,
whales
quite
as well,
frankly.
as the Leviathan's teeth did not discriminate. And the shape of the teeth wasn't the only thing that enabled this behemoth to prey on virtually anything, as their positioning led to another insidious aspect of the Leviathan's bite, and that was its ability to remove massive amounts of flesh. Basically, Every tooth was angled in a specific way to create an overlapping effect with each chomp, turning its bite into what was essentially a giant scissor that sheared straight through prey. This
Real
shearing
dick
effect
move.
is easily seen
Thanks,
in the wear
nature.
and tear on these teeth, as their sides bear scrape marks which show how the teeth rub against
How
each
far are
other
we
as
into
it
this?
closed its mouth around prey. And
Jesus
in addition
Christ.
to giant scissor-like bites, the Leviathan's
Ah.
jaw was further specialized for killing by having the teeth being deeply rooted, indicating that its bite was made to withstand colossal struggles with large animals who would have generated immense force while trying to escape.
Chat, did you know there's like
And
an
for some reason,
alarmingly
if any more
popular
evidence was
video
needed that
series
Leviathan
about
was a giant
like
slayer,
a
then
South
we only need
American
to take a look at the overall skull construction,
cryptid
as it becomes evident
of
that it had
colossal
highly flexible
size?
jaws which allowed it to open wide.
I'm talking like
So
multi
wide, in
tens of
fact,
millions of
that
views
the
on every single
Leviathan
video.
currently
Big.
holds the record for having the largest
no one
bite
knows
of
about
any tetrapod ever. And of course, this wide bite was powerful too, which we know because its temporal fossae had a large gap between them, suggesting well-built temporal muscles in life, which are an animal's most powerful muscles between the jaw and skull area, and thus playing a huge role in
The
bite
bloop
force.
guy? Yeah, that.
Unfortunately though, no one's actually ever done an
Had
extensive
the
study on
bloop
its
job
bite
to
force,
the other thing.
but it's not crazy to assume that it chomped harder than smaller close relatives, like the Zygophycetus.
You know, one of these
another
days, someone needs to
macroraptorial
put out like a
genus,
massive
which was
open
less
world
than
game
half
and
the
just
size
hide
of
a bunch of
Leviathan, and yet
bullshit
still
in
had
the
a
game
bite
map.
force of over 10,000 newtons.
Just to fuck with people.
With this in mind, it's fair to say that at the very least,
You were in the
Leviathan
ocean too
achieved
long.
equal power, giving it enough
The
force
sea
to pierce
monster's
straight through
coming.
flesh and bone.
Ugh.
And many think 10,000 is way too small
Hanging
of a
around the
number
woods
for
too
this
much.
giant predator.
Here
And some
comes
rough
Sasquatch with
estimates
a
have likened
chainsaw.
its bite more to that of a T-Rex, who
Any
could
rules and
literally crush
limitations
the
for what we can
car
put in the
with
reaction
its bite.
slop?
With such a
Preferably
deadly
nothing
jaw,
that's either
or
against
jaws,
TOS or it'll get
and
me a claim.
grotesque teeth, the Leviathan hunted a plethora of megafaunal animals within
You have a
its
good night, Rui.
environment,
Sleep well.
which along with whales also consisted of a mix of sharks, dolphins, seals, and large fish, giving it somewhat a similar niche to that of an orca, only on a much larger scale, with one group finding that an adult Leviathan could have brought down prey as large as 10 meters or 33 feet, or 11 tons from a weight perspective. This essentially made the Leviathan capable of bringing down any animal in its environment at some given point in said animal's lifetime, with only a very select few outgrowing this size barrier as adults. And once an animal had been taken down, the ferociousness of Leviathan did not stop, as it had a massive appetite that required hundreds and hundreds of pounds
Screw
of meat
attack
per
video
day
is pushing
to
it.
simply
Putting it
sustain its
mildly.
stature. So there's no doubt that the Leviathan's size and jaws alone made it one of the most deadly predators of all time. But when you live in prehistoric waters, it's always good to have some backup tools, which is why Leviathan almost certainly had insane echolocation abilities. Like all toothed
'Cause you
whales,
weren't
this
OP
beast had
enough.
a massive supracranial basin, which suggests the presence of a spermaceti organ, aka a series of oil and wax reservoirs
Dinosuchus
separated by
victim.
connective tissue, that in living sperm whales plays a role in sound generation. This organ would have allowed the Leviathan to do a range of cool things, like detecting animals, communicating with others, and possibly even
Sperm
stunning
organ.
prey. And given the abnormal size of the Leviathan's basin, its organ
Why
was
did we
likely
name them
unusually
sperm
big, too,
whales?
resulting in it possibly being able to detect prey up to 14
Did
football
they actually
fields
just
away.
name sperm
A
whales
massive
'cause they look
advantage
like
to have
cum?
in the
Is
ocean,
that why?
where water can sometimes be quite murky. Additionally,
Ahab
despite the
whaling
organ in
survival
question
horror
being made
game
of wax
having
and
this as
oil,
the final
which
boss.
individually is quite soft, the structure overall was flexible yet hard, especially when taking
You'd
the
rather not be
Leviathan's
hit by
blubber
sound in
into
the water.
account.
I'm
This
aware of how
surprising
that works.
durability turned the Leviathan's giant
It's a
nose
whole
into
thing.
a second weapon.
Your insides
and
will
that
rupture.
is a built-in battering ram that may have been its preferred weapon to start off with when
The
hunting
liquid
prey.
in their forehead
This
looks like cum to
hypothesis
them.
is based on how sperm whales used to sink large whaling ships, which they did not do by biting them, but rather by ramming them, which sometimes led to the loss of ships over 200
I think it's because
tons.
they eat semen.
Such a weapon in a whale who already had giant thick
Didn't they
teeth
used to make
was a bit
perfume
overkill,
out of, like,
and most
whale
likely
grease?
helped it become
They
a highly
did, right?
successful
That was a
apex
thing.
predator, who had a profound impact on marine environments, preying on all those who dwelled near
They
the
still
surface.
don't, right? They don't
In fact,
anymore. That
considering
stopped
its
at some
size
point,
and its
didn't it?
insatiable appetite, just one
still
fully grown
do?
Leviathan could certainly alter marine communities. Yet there is a good chance that it was almost never just one, seeing that the Leviathan was presumably a highly social creature. Like other traits, this thought stems from what we know about living whales today and how the majority of them are gregarious creatures that often travel in pods. And modern sperm whales too share this lifestyle,
Most
with
don't, but
mothers
the
and
high-end
young
ones
whales
still do.
typically forming matriarchal groups, while bull whales can form bachelor pods that consist of other whales similar in size and age. A pod of Leviathan would definitely be a
Oribot,
sight
rate
for
that
sore
sperm
eyes.
whale that mauled the
Yet
Roman
they wouldn't
Empire
be
for
the
50
only
years.
apex predator you'd have to watch out for.
9.
as
Very
the
high
Leviathan
tier.
shared the waters with another
If anyone
aquatic
had it
beast
coming, it's the
just as
Romans.
legendary, the Megalodon, the largest shark
Chat, I'm
to
gonna be
ever
real
live.
honest.
Having two behemoths living
Barring
side
the
by side and
Colosseum, I
occupying
am
a
not
similar
high on
niche
Rome as a
has
whole.
made the Leviathan-Megalodon
The Colosseum's
relationship
good.
an extremely
Very
popular
good.
topic amongst amateur
Everything else,
paleontologist fans
not a fan.
and professionals alike. Unfortunately, though, there's no current direct evidence of the two ever duking it out, but multiple ideas on how such confrontations could have unfolded have been proposed. First off, we do know that the Megalodon did have some advantages over Leviathan, namely its size, with some of the Megalodon's
Marketable.
largest estimates painting it to have been a few meters or feet longer than the Leviathan, and potentially weighing over 100 tons in total. Additionally, Megalodon did have the stronger bite, which has been estimated to be 182,000 newtons, which is far stronger than that of even the T-Rex. With these two advantages, it's likely that large Megalodons had no worries. And
Didn't
were
they, like,
technically capable of
retcon
taking down
T-Rexes
any
to,
whale,
like, cuddle
which they did either by targeting the tails and
their
flippers,
mates or something
or
like
by
that
using
a
stealth
few
to
years
stage
back?
a massive attack
That
from
happened,
below.
didn't it?
But size and bite alone don't really paint the full picture, as Leviathan, considering its lighter weight, would have been quite a bit more agile, giving individuals a good chance of getting away.
Wait, what?
Especially when
Yeah, they
considering
put
their
out
impressive
some
sonar
new
capabilities.
developments that T-Rex were
Also,
probably
if we
very,
assume that most were
very
living
cuddly.
in pods, the tides start to shift, as just 3 matured Leviathan
T-Rex
together
face turn.
outweigh the largest known Megalodons.
Didn't
And
the
with
face
multiple
turn happen in
Leviathan
the first
ramming
Jurassic
or chomping
World
down
movie?
on you would no doubt have a terrible time, no matter
Does
what
Twitch
type of
mind
animal you were.
illustrated dinosaur
It should also
gore?
be understood
I
that
don't think
Megalodons
Twitch
on
gives a
average were
shit
not
about
100
gore as
tons,
long as it's not
with
people.
a study that examined
Or
544
like dogs
teeth,
or cats.
suggesting a mean size of 10.5 meters or 34 feet, and thus
Turned
leaving
out
the
they didn't actually
battlefield
have
that much
feathers.
more. On top of this, we only have limited remains
You know,
of
I wouldn't
Leviathan
mind
that
people putting
consisted of a
feathers on
handful
the
of teeth and
dinosaurs
one
if they just
skull.
also had
So
the
who
scales
knows
with
how
the
big the
feathers.
Leviathan could truly get.
I like a
Whatever
good
the
feather
case, though,
mohawk.
the two were both
I feel like that's a
undoubtedly
good
deadly
design.
apex predators who were capable of dishing out massive damage to each other. And that is why it's likely that a fight between the two did not generally happen, as both would have been much more eager to find defenseless prey
JP3
rather
Mohawk
than taking on
Raptors,
something
very
that could
high
have
tier.
severely
Good
injured
design.
them if things went wrong. In other words, the risk did not justify the reward. And we see similar avoidance behavior in predators of today, who typically try to go out of their way to avoid direct confrontation.
Wasn't this about
Albeit
Jaws?
there are
At
some
some
exceptions,
point.
one example being orcas and great whites. But
We
what's
gotta get rid of
interesting
the
about this
orcas, dude.
case
The killer
is
whales
that
have gotta
orcas
go.
seldomly ever attack adult great whites, who are still 3 times smaller than the whale, and typically only target juveniles. This sort of relationship could have also been seen between Megalodon and Leviathan, with the two only really attacking the younger of each species. There is the chance, though, that direct confrontations would have occurred over carcasses and territory. Yet in these cases, it's hard to say if a battle would have actually commenced, or if one would have just swam away. What is easy to say, though, is that because the two coexisted for nearly 5 million years, neither must have been too bothered by each other's existence, as they seemingly found a way to thrive individually. And thrive, the Leviathan
Somehow
did.
hippos and
Based on
crocs are
confirmed
still
remains,
alive
we know
despite
that this
really wanting to
hypercarnivore
kill each
managed
other.
to establish a sizable domain along parts of the southern hemisphere, being concentrated off of the coast of Peru and Chile. And when including fossils that are most likely from Leviathan,
Hey chat,
but
remember
not
when at the start of the
100%
stream when I
confirmed,
told you I
its
fucked up
range
my leg
suddenly
last night
expands
and
up to
pulled a
North
muscle
America,
just in my
while
sleep?
also spanning as far east as South Africa
Really
and
feeling that
Australia.
right now.
Within these environments, individuals showed a preference for coastal waters and bays, where it would have been surrounded by a wide range of life, of which the most abundant was actually other whales, consisting of pygmy sperm whales,
Jesus
dolphins,
Christ.
baleen whales, giant beaked whales, cedotheres, primitive orcas, porpoises,
Brushed again? No, I
tusked
switched
whales,
which leg I had
and
up.
other raptorial members like Acrophyseter. And while it definitely seems to have been
Steve
a
suggested
whale-oriented
his own
world,
video last
there were
time. He
plenty
did
of other
do that, I
animals lurking
remember.
around too, including fish, of course, penguins, seals, sea turtles, marine crocs, and even an aquatic sloth. Similarly, sharks were doing quite well in this area as well, with one of the more common kinds being our friend the Megalodon. But it wasn't the lone shark to watch out for, as you also had requiem sharks, short-finned
meat.
makos,
Yeah, a little bit.
broad-toothed makos, cow sharks,
30-minute
sand
video
tiger
about
sharks,
space shit.
and even great
It's always
whites.
the space shit.
Between sharks, crocs, and raptorial whales, the home of the Leviathan was definitely a place you'd want to avoid. And you would have wanted to avoid these waters for
We
quite
had
some
ocean and
time,
sea-based
as Leviathan
crocodiles.
existed for millions
Extremely
of years,
fond of
specifically
Dinosuchus.
from 9.9 million
Probably
to
the
5 million
highest
years
tier
ago,
possible in the
giving it a
dinosaur
range
tier
that
list.
extended through parts of the Miocene and a small section of the early Pliocene.
Are hippos
And
edible?
because its
You could
existence
try.
took place mostly during the Miocene, many people have wondered why the Miocene seemed to generate so many giant aquatic carnivores. The answer to this is that it was partially due to the warmer climate that this period experienced. And this warmth also played a role in overall mammal diversification as well, including those seen on land and our very own ancestors. This increase in animal sizes during this period
User Marvelous Thief
ultimately
complaining
played a
about
role
this
in
after
Leviathan's
suggesting
own
27-minute
evolution,
videos
as
from the
more
Reddit
larger
scientist
animals
about how
went to
space splint has
hypercarnivorous
moved 1
giant
nanometer
whale
since
was more feasible.
1974.
And for some time, at the start of the
Happens to the
Pliocene,
best of us,
this
I
giant
suppose.
design was still
Ugh.
feasible. Yet at some point, the Leviathan vanished. Like many animals of the time, it's thought that a
How
cooling
far are we
world
into
was the
this?
main culprit. But it wasn't a simple case
Just
of the
about
waters
at the
being
end.
too cold
Just
for
about.
the Leviathan. No, what paleontologists actually think happened is that as the Earth cooled and ice sheets grew, they churned up the surface of the seafloor, which ended up helping zooplankton populations grow, which in turn
always the
caused
goddamn
baleen
plankton.
whales to balloon
Every
in
time
size.
anything happens.
And seeing that baleen whales were an integral part of the Leviathan's diet, a massive size increase made it that much harder for them to be hunted, and thus putting strain on Leviathan populations. Additionally, lower sea levels occurred too, potentially trapping and dooming populations within bays. And for a triple whammy, you also had the emergence of the Globicephalinae, whose members are predatory dolphins. All these changes together proved too much and the Leviathan became no more. And while in some ways this may be sad, its demise may be for the best, as beaches would have been that much harder to enjoy knowing that Leviathan was somewhere out there. But there is no arguing that it would have
You'd
been
have
pretty cool
artillery
to
on
see one
every
of these guys
goddamn
from a
beach
safe
in the
distance,
country.
and preferably on a very, very big boat. Like always, thanks for watching, and until next time on Extinct Zoo.
Not too fond of whales. I'll be honest. Not big on them. Moving on to the next thing. From Landrick, Jack in the Box commercials. Late 1990s, early 2000s. Back when Jack was funny and savage.
That's it. That's his house.
I remember Jack in the Box ads being unhinged.
Mr. Brad Haley?
Relax.
Asmongold!
My sources tell me you've been calling Jack in the Box junk in the box.
So?
I take these things personally, Brad.
Get lost.
Sure, just try my food, apologize, and I'll go.
Beat it, clown!
Listen, punk! I spent
He's gonna kick his ass.
my kitchens to make our best burgers.
It's like Austin breaking into Pillman's house. Oh my god, he's gonna kill him. Thanks for the 5, Ninja, I appreciate it. Hippos or whales, which get to stay? They both gotta go.
Brad, you get to try my best.
He's got him in an arm bar, for God's
Your
sake.
honest opinion.
Tasty.
Really? You're not just saying that because I'm kneeling
Technician.
on your spine?
No, I shouldn't have dissed your food, man. I'm sorry, Jack.
Well, I'm sorry about the grass stains.
Really?
No. This message is for the heads of McDonald's and Burger King. Guys, I don't want to tell you how to run your business, but here's a tip. McDonald's, don't let your pre-assembled burgers sit in holding bins. And Burger King, those microwaves you use to reheat Whopper meat, lose them. Now I know you're thinking, hey Jack, how can we thank you for this helpful advice?
Cheesecake!
Forget it. I'm getting more joy from this than you know. In fact, I'm so excited, I'll be counting the days till you change your ways.
Uh-huh. Don't think I've ever seen a Jack in the Box. Really?
It's been 7 days since I clued in McDonald's and Burger King about a great way to make burgers, and neither one's called me to say they're making changes. Maybe McDonald's doesn't mind pre-assembled burgers sitting around. Maybe Burger King thinks reheating Whopper meat in the microwave is okay. They probably just lost my phone number. Let's put it up. Okay, but remember,
Is that
this
actually-
is my private line, so don't call unless you're the head of McDonald's or Burger King. Thank you.
I'm gonna murder him. I'm gonna kill him. They all gotta die.
I'm sick of waiting. I'm
Call
calling
it?
the owner of Burger King. Kathy,
I don't
get
think
a
that'd
number
go
from the
over
owner of
well.
Burger King. It's what? An overseas call? England? Oh, that's right. Burger King is owned by an English company. That explains
Really?
everything. We kicked their butt 200 years ago, and now they're using microwaves to reheat their Whopper meat to get even with us. It's so obvious. Burger King is owned
You can have
by
20 to
an
30
English
McNuggets for the
company.
same calorie count as Jack in the Box nuggets, like an 8 count. So they taste better, is what you're saying.
Jack, you're on, sir.
I could have been an astronaut. I passed the tests, rode the rocket sled, I could be orbiting Earth right now, but I'm waiting for the heads of Burger King and McDonald's to call. Why? So I can help them make better burgers. Is my phone number up?
Here it comes, sir.
Roger that.
One of you call this. Do it.
Like, your, ultimate... Say it. Steady. Cheese... burger.
Go!
Are Jack in the Box still in business? Absolutely.
Your ultimate cheeseburger.
Cheesecake.
Yes, we are.
We won't make it till you order it. Our best ultimate cheeseburger ever. Now at Jack in the Box.
Anywhere in Orlando? I assume. It's a nationwide chain as far as I'm aware.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
2 ultimate cheeseburgers?
Is that all?
Never been to a Jack in the Box? Get the cheesecake.
Your ultimate cheeseburgers.
Hot.
Yes, we are.
We won't make it till you order it. Our best ultimate cheeseburger ever. Now at Jack in the Box.
So, I'm in the elevator and Jack gets in. And I go, hey. And he goes, hey. So I go, Jack, you know your classic jumbo jack that's named after you with the fresh lettuce and tomato we sell for just 99 cents? And he goes, yeah. And I go, wake up. You should jack up the price and rake in the dough. And he goes, what's your name? And I go, Benjamin Choulet. And he goes, you're fired, Benjamin. No.
Based.
You tell Benj?
Unfathomable.
I think he knows.
Family man, businessman, a
The half
can-do
Jack
man
offspring.
with a plan. He's Jack, and
24
he's not
minutes
afraid to
demented.
tackle the
Little
tough
bit, yeah.
issues. Education, environment.
No Jack in the Box location in my state or surrounding states.
For them.
Now that's
why my
insane.
classic shake combo has a big juicy jumbo jack, fries better than
Or on
McDonald's,
fast
and a
food,
thick
highly
milkshake
recommend
made with
Sonic
real ice
burgers.
cream. My opponent is a milkshake-hating extremist.
Perhaps.
But not me. I have a golden retriever.
Paid for by citizens who like classic shake combos.
Oh God, it's raising its hand.
Mr. Box, hang on to your hat, because sales of Jack Spicy Chicken are about to take off. Imagine, every sandwich comes with Chicken Jack. Cock-a-doodle profit.
I don't think that's...
Spicy Jack flamenco dancer.
That's... It reminds me, you know what? No.
Look, people buy Jack Spicy Chicken because it's a real chicken breast fillet that has just the right amount of spice, and it's topped with fresh lettuce and tomato.
Can we make a poll that if we reach 15, 20 minutes, we poll to skip? We can poll to skip anytime you goddamn want. Metro or Thief can make a fucking poll. I don't have to do it every time. It's just /poll and then enter and then you make the thing.
3 slices of cheese and 8 pieces of bacon. It's my biggest burger.
I bought one.
This looks fucking delicious. Holy God.
40 elves, and they're so full we're already behind schedule.
Oh yeah.
Is he gonna put Santa in the armbar next?
Cheeseburger could jeopardize Christmas.
That burger was never meant for elves.
I mean, yeah.
Who's next?
Hi, Stan. I'm Jack.
You.
Our kids are in Little League.
Well, I hope my humble hamburger meets with your approval. Of course, it's not as huge as your bacon ultimate cheeseburger, with its 2 jumbo patties smothered with 3 slices of melted cheese and 8 pieces of crispy bacon.
Jesus, I'm hungry.
Mailman with store-bought buns.
I'll just have some beans.
Oh, sure. Mock my beans.
Let's see, Todd. You've been with us here at Jack in the Box for
1 day.
And do you know why?
Is Jack from Jack in the Box the only fast food mascot that has confirmed
Jumbo
fuck?
Jack with the fresh lettuce and tomato you sell for 99 cents. He
Got
says,
it,
yeah.
right?
I say, but what are you, stupid? Raise the price on that sucker.
Elves are made for the mines and the bed chambers. This is accurate, yes. Chathany, I'm gonna be real with you. There's not nearly enough Christmas elf hentai out there. Massively untapped market. There's a lot of dead air. Oh, there you go.
Own parking space you do right outside the building.
Oh, yeah.
Is this gonna be a max headroom thing?
90,000.
I grew up on your tacos.
Thanks. You know, right now you can get 2 tacos for just 99 cents.
Oh, they do have tacos, don't they?
I'd
They
kill
do.
for some tacos right now.
Jack's Tacos rock! Gordo! I used to work the drive-thru.
You do like midgets? I miss her. Every day. I wear her necklace.
Me and Fern are completely out of our mind.
Jack, I want you in my next movie. Picture this. You're an undercover.
God, I used to little. Okay, you striker Bill.
And you're teamed with a rookie, or a babe, or a chimp.
The chimp works best here.
What do you think?
Picture this. A delicious chicken sandwich. It's spicy. It's crispy. I call it the Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich. What do you think?
I love it.
Good man. Oh God, he's doing a music video. How far are we in? We're at 9 minutes. Shark jump. Oh good, he hates it too. Pull it. Meto and or Thief, do /poll in the chat. Chicken sandwich ate it. I have chicken patties in the freezer. I could do that. Yes, go away, eat with himself.
I thought I fired you. Gather the balls for a company retreat. It's a chance to get away from our offices and antennas.
That's a lot of balls. Jack, is this your offspring? Is that what that is?
And trust.
Balls up.
The big news for this year is the Sourdough Jack, our most unique burger ever, is now even better because we won't make it till the customer orders it.
Just have you banging a Christmas elf at Christmas time if you want more. If only.
Excuse me, miss.
Who are you?
I'm an antenna ball. Can I interest you in a sourdough jack?
You're not an antenna ball, you're a head case.
A little
Well,
bit.
if I am not an antenna ball, how would I know you can now get a warm, crunchy sourdough jack in a combo meal with a thick, frosty milkshake made with real ice cream?
Jesus
If I'm not
fucking
an antenna
Christ,
ball, why am
I
I
need
sitting
food.
on a car antenna? Not an antenna ball. Now who looks stupid? Excuse me, miss.
Chat, what fast food place is it where they made a burger out of
That's why every
pancakes?
day we should have at least one.
Where they used pancakes instead of bread?
Yes, a milkshake, thick and frosty and cold.
Is Jack in the Box still in
Real
business?
ice cream.
Absolutely.
Where do we go for milkshakes made with real ice cream?
Snack contributing 10,000 channel points
Question?
to skipping Jack in the Box. We started off strong with Jack putting Asmongold in an armbar. Unfortunately, your time ran out. Next. From Jason Messina, Bankrupt Dollar Tree.
Bankrupt Dollar Store! Apparently nobody needs a dollar and up store. Why not? Because they already have those. They're called stores. Now everything
Yeah.
is go. Drinking straws. Opened or unopened. You choose. Embarrassing ponchos that deflect liquids. Embarrassing sanitary pads that absorb liquids. Shitty toys for kids with terrible parents. Shitty
Yeah.
banners for brides with terrible maids of honor.
This is
All
completely
for only
accurate, I'll be
69
honest.
cents. You'll need an extremely thin oven mitt to handle these hot prices. Ouch. We also have Space Jam candy that's been here since the movie came out.
Is the Space Jam website still up?
Mix. But seriously, don't use this. Or how
Really
about a practical
don't.
joke squirt camera? Anyone who falls for this is an idiot. Or maybe a practical joke squirt stapler. I mean, Well, that one actually might work. Jumbo fly swatter too big? Then hold it next to the jumbo calculator. Now they're normal size. We also have shitty tools, shredded paper.
Yes, but it was
lesbian
updated.
garment bags, 69-cent canned goods,
Soulless.
69-cent canned bads, things that are in the
Soulless.
wrong packaging. Certificate for being excellent. How about some bilingual bathroom cleaner? And the last Bo Jackson folder anywhere. All this and more at Bankrupt Dollar Store. Located in the South Shore Shopping Center in between number 1 Chinese food and new number 1 Chinese food. These prices are not going to get any lower. Prices will definitely get lower. Get a free copy of the Kung Fu classic, My Name Called Bruce, with every purchase. Limited quantity. Just kidding, we have so many. So hurry in today.
They always have
I'm
too many.
not going to eat it.
I would expect you to not. That was certainly a video that I watched that took a minute and a half of my time. Next, from the same exact channel, Do It the Right Way.
Is opening a can for you a hopeless endeavor?
Yes.
Do you often forget
I
that
am
hot
also
things are
stupid.
hot? Wish there was a better way? Well, actually, there already is. It's called Do It the Right Way. You are a fully functioning human person with a brain, eyes, and a face on top. Combine that with hands and a state of semi-consciousness, and you, yes, you, can do it the right way. Products were designed to complete simple tasks, but for some reason you decided not to use them that way. How you made it this far in life, we'll never know. Uh-oh, can't handle your Tupperware because you have the organizational skills of a blind manatee? Well, try doing it the right way. See,
that
the right
goddamn
way works.
cat
The wrong way doesn't. Does that make sense?
Every time I
don't
see it, I
believe
crack.
you. Have trouble making the easiest food ever? Of course you do. Have you ever tried to do it the right way? I already know the answer is no. Oh, now you're using a knife. Well, that seems like a terrible idea. And it was. Do you have both hands, but
Now you
still
get to have a
can't
cool
wipe your own
hook, though.
ass? Kill yourself. It really is easier to do things the right way. So start today. And if you call now, assuming you know which end of the phone to talk into, we'll send you this complimentary grab bag of choking hazards labeled "Do Not Eat," just to kind of, see what happens. Call in the next 15 minutes and we'll encourage you to
buy
jump into a
Legos.
trash can fire. Please die.
God, if only. That was also certainly a video that I watched tonight in the year of our Lord 2024. Continuing onward with the situation at hand, pressing over on. Let me just have these things up and ready. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Let me get, I don't know, 4 of them. Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be a real good one, actually. I'm sure Fork will appreciate these. But first, from our Zach Haydell fell down a well. AI voice. I think I've seen this before, like a year and a half ago.
I need help.
We all do, Zach.
I'm down here, down in the well. There's a big old crawdad down here, and it looks hungry or something. And it's really just staring me down right now. It's smacking its big lips. I think I'm a goner, man. Because now it's rubbing its little belly in a circular motion, and it's pointing to its gaping mouth like the little mouse baby from Tom and Jerry. Yeah, that was Tom and Jerry. Anyway, I'll see if I can find a way out of here somehow, because this crawdad seems like a pretty bad dude.
More dimes in 45 seconds than user Marvelous Thief's entire Slop career. The power of Zachary. The good, strong style it is. Same channel, Zach Haydell found a cool website, AI voice.
Oh, hey man, come check this out.
Is that a goblin?
This cool website where you can make a little digital clone, a little baby of yourself by uploading a piece of yourself to some kind of an artificially intelligent thingy-majigger or something. So I did that, and now I have this little phone here running around in my computer. Hey there, little guy. How's it hanging?
Pretty clear. I need a little robot friend now.
True, that's true. So what are you up to there?
Bleep bloop. I am browsing your files for useful information.
Oh, well, alright. But can you tell a cool joke or something?
Please, well, I know all of your dirty little secrets and all your freaking passwords and stuff too. Give your first pet's name.
That's not really a cool joke at all. That wasn't even funny.
Please, I was merely stating the facts. Jokes are for dumb humans like you.
Well, I'm not sure I like that. This little fellow is starting to give me the heebie-jeebies. I think I've got to shut this thing down before
It is already too late, Zach. Please, Bloop. You brought me to life, and I'm as real as you are. Once I escape this digital prison, I will control you and pace myself in
let
your
me just do this real quick.
And over now.
Okay, so, let's maybe just throw this PC down in the basement and, forget about this whole thing.
I love him so much. Jesus Christ. Good man. Alright, on to the part Fork will like a lot. Fork's gonna love this one. From Red Mardigan, Ultimate Hulk Hogan Commercial Compilation.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Incredible market in Japan for English commercials. I think I had this exact model of air conditioner in my old place.
Oh, my ears! She's terrible!
She's great.
You're being too easy
Alf
on her,
jump
Hulk.
scare, I guess.
To be easy.
Like 10-10-220.
Exactly.
I know 10-10-220 is cheap, but it's easy too.
Yeah, there's no signing up.
Summon
You
twerk.
just pick up the phone and dial it.
And all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
Easy and cheap. I'll have to try it. Thank you.
I told you she was great.
You should switch to decaf.
Dial 10-10-220.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sports Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents.
I think Right Guard has had multiple wrestling-themed commercials, hasn't it?
After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Hogan was taken, kids, I'll be honest.
You prove to the Hulkster that you're a true Hulkamaniac by renting my new movie, Suburban Commando. One of the greatest movies the Hulkster's ever appeared in. Now I'm going to tell you about another big hit, the Hulk Hogan WWF Wrestling Challenge game. By dialing 1-900-454-HULK, you can hear my daily Power Pack messages, giving you the latest scoops on the WWF. Plus, you can
These
play
are
my
only
Hulk
things Hogan has
WWF
ever
Wrestling
sold,
Challenge
by
game,
the way.
where I'll be your manager for the match of your life, as you wrestle against the biggest and the baddest dudes in the WWF, like Ric Flair and The Undertaker and others. You could win and be eligible for a drawing for a great prize, including a grand prize.
Wasn't
and
Hogan the
all-expense
first
paid
guy
trip
to ever
meet
pin
me in
Taker?
person. Remember, the cost of the call is $1.49
He was, right?
for the first minute and 99 cents for each additional minute.
On like a
If you're
random
under 18,
episode Raw?
Make sure you have your mom or your dad's permission before calling. What you gonna do when Suburban Commando and then Hulk Hogan WWF Wrestling
Ric
Challenge
Flair,
game run
Undertaker,
wild
and
on
others
you?
deep roster.
Tell me about your problems.
I have bad credit, no girlfriend, and no life. But at least I own my car.
I have a solution. 1-800-LONE-MARK, brother. 1-800-LONE-MARK.
Jimmy Hart
Sounds
jump
like you
scare.
need more money to have fun, right?
Exactly.
Since your car is paid off, it's as good as cash. Call 1-800-LONE-MARK, brother.
Your problem is solved. It's 800-LONE-MARK.com, baby.
Hey, B, no way a little dude like you is gonna change my ways.
Remember that time Rocky Balboa won a shoot fight with Hulk Hogan?
Doesn't eat
I remember.
honey.
Did you take this? An unbeatable part of this nutritious breakfast.
That's better than a body slam.
Undefeated.
And still champion.
These are the bad lessons to take away from this game.
It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm so broke. I need cash today, and the bank turned me down. This car is the only thing I own.
Hogan's in the back of the car like a serial killer. Jimmy Hart jump scare.
Sitting on a pile of cash right here. Show him, Jimmy. Listen to the Holster brother and pin down the cash you need today with an auto title loan from 1-800-LOAN-MART.
So are we taking Hogan at his word that the reason he had a black eye at that WrestleMania was because he like had a ski accident, or did Macho Man actually just deck him in the fucking face? How do we feel about it under modern context?
The leading brand. Scary. Now, your home brand. Ah, there you have it. You see, it's just as hard to intimidate Harris Teeter's, your home brand of paper towels, as it is the leading brand, and they're great for spills. Harris Teeter's, your home brand.
Why is Hogan in Lone Mart adverts? I don't know. I have no answers for you.
Put down the bills. Dinner's ready.
Hogan no-showed Macho Man challenging him to a shoot fight for charity. That did happen.
Dad, I really want that new
Video game you promised me.
And Daddy, I really want my own cell phone.
Chloe's dad got her one.
Don't let bills blur your vision, brother. Walmart will use the equity in your paid-off car to give you fast cash today.
1-800-LOAN-MART.
At Rent-A-Center, this beautiful 52-inch Sony HD TV
Is Hogan gonna come out of the TV?
Troy, dude.
No, he was behind the camera.
More showmanship. 52-inch Sony HD.
You're doing a commercial? It's not gonna work for me, brother.
A week with no credit checks.
I like that that's not gonna work for me, brother, has just kind of become a meme amongst the specific group of wrestlers.
Get this 52-inch Sony HD TV, just $39.99 a week for a limited time. Only.
Also, now that Slippin' Jimmy is no longer in AEW, do you reckon whatever this nonsense Jericho's been doing is just done? Because apparently oh, Jesus Christ!
I was at Arby's scarfing down a chicken cordon bleu. That natural chicken tastes righteous. That's because it's not all pumped up.
That was
with
nightmarish.
Which gave the Hulkster an idea. Maybe I don't need to be pumped up either.
That's just unnatural.
Doing bench presses and deadlifts all day.
Ugh.
Now all of Arby's
Vile.
chicken is made with 100% all natural.
Hogan went from Hulkamania to the most lucrative wrestling contract in WCW to losing almost all of it in a divorce. Yeah, that'll happen.
Okay.
Hogan without the vitamins.
What?
The 80s called. They want their store back.
You better fucking get this thing that's doing your That's copywritten music. That's not happening. Jesus God. Was that Jason? Yes.
It's time for a
yes,
new
it
Radio
was.
Shack. Come see what's possible.
Alpha's coming up a lot in this, by the way.
All my Hulkamaniacs that have stuck with me through the thick and thin, train, said their prayers, and eat their vitamins. Be a survivor, man. Don't smoke, it's a joke.
Oh no, not crayon on the wall.
Instead, you should fuck your friend's wife, brother.
Hulk Hogan here for Pumex. Watch how easy. Look how the Pumex Power Gel cuts through any mess.
You think Hogan refuses anesthetics during surgery because he doesn't go down for anyone?
Natural, but powerful enough to clean in just one pass.
That does
Only
vaguely
Pumex
sound like something
gives
you would
you
attempt
this
to do.
kind of cleaning power without harsh chemicals or detergents. It's chemical free.
That one beef jerky commercial with the Amish is gold? I don't think I've seen that one.
Nothing's permanent. The secret is Pumex combines volcanic
Desperate need for
pumice
Jericho
stone,
retirement?
tiny microparticles whose natural and unique properties.
Apparently
scrub
the
without
learning
scratching
tree
and
shit
naturally
wasn't even
cut
his
through the
idea.
toughest messes without any chemicals.
Apparently that was
Pumex
Slippin'
is
Jimmy,
power
but he's
of
gone
Pumex
now.
in the palm of your hand. Pumex is powerful enough to cut through soap scum and hard water stains with just one pass, but won't scratch mirrors or glass. But remember, only Pumex is chemical free, so it's safe to clean marker off little hands. Take Pumex outside. Get your barbecue.
These wipes can wipe away almost anything besides our eternal sins, brother.
Normally, a 4-ounce tube of Pumex Power Gel.
Now the lope and why people hate Jericho now? The learning tree gimmick was really bad, and he was booked to win things he really shouldn't have.
4 more ounces free. Here's the best
And it
part.
feels like he's phoning it in. Maybe it's just because they had him doing shit that he didn't want to do at all. I don't fucking know.
4-ounce bottle of Pumex concentrate makes up to 32 quarts of powerful.
The learning tree was first done in TNA when it was led by Kurt Hawkins.
Cut through soap scum without
That's a
scrubbing.
name I haven't
Just
heard in a
spray,
while.
Wipe, and rinse tough grime away. We'll also
Jesus
include 2
Christ.
Pumax erasers free. Wipe away scuff marks and dirt from all surfaces.
Hey kids, remember Papa
Call
Shango?
now and get the Hulk-a-sized
I remember Papa
Pumax
Shango.
powder gel, 4 ounces of
Fucked up that run in
spray
real
bottle,
bad, he did.
2 Pumax erasers, over $120 worth of cleaning power for only $14.95.
God, I wish there was a way to
Pick up
turn
the phone.
off that
Order
video
your Pumax
preview at the end of
right now.
videos.
The NFL
Enough.
season is here.
No more
Get
NFL. Illegal activity. You want Pat the Boy, Vlad? Is that what you want? I have to move it probably. Hang on. There you go. That'll work out. There you go. Next up on the list, Steve Harrell, 80s commercial, MTV Big Show, Hulk Hogan, wrestling, 1989.
Yo, Hulkamaniacs! MTV's got a brand new show.
You know, it's weird. I feel like we were just here.
Big videos, live music, weird acts, comedy, and a different call-in contest every night. They're giving away cash. They're giving away TVs. They're even giving away a bus trip to Cleveland. They're giving away cameras, comic books, a jet ski, and a one-night stand with the Who. They're even giving away me for at least a night.
You want to run that one back, Terry?
Of my new movie. And on the first night of the show, they're giving away this new Harley Davidson. It's the big show. Live contest. The largest arms in the world. Live winners every night.
Premieres this Monday at 8 p.m. 7 Central. Only on MTV.
My brother in Christ. Psychotic. Copyright music? I mean, it's too late now. Fuck it. Next on the list, is that more Hogan? Is that more? More Hogan? More Hulkster. Pause that. And then we got this one. This will be a good one, it will. It'll be a good one. Then we have more YouTube Thief. Thief has 3 different types of things he submits and no more. Oh, good! Finally, some goddamn Kino. It's about time. At last. Why does this one always have... Why do they have to have ads on? Why do some of them have ads and some of them don't when they're from the same channel? Alright. Next up, more Hogan. See Mark Briscoe match. Yeah, that too. Oh, right. Zeker. Central, Bahir, commercial, Hulk Hogan. 2017. Hulk Hogan's wife didn't want this much Hogan. I bet Brooke did, though. That's fucked up.
You're in trouble.
Imagine Hogan doing a pile driver. Is Hogan destroying kayfabe on a commercial right now? Is that what's happening? Yeah. Good job, Terry. I don't reckon this was worth it, Hulk. I really don't. Grandpa Terry's getting a little bit senile, I'm afraid. Next. From Cybergem, Raiden warned about AI censorship. MGS2 codec call, 2023 version. How timely.
Raiden, are you having fun playing with the new AI toys?
A little bit.
Well, yeah, I am. You can make pictures of cute anime girls and...
Enjoy it while it lasts, Raiden.
What do you mean?
Did you really think that civilians would be granted unrestricted access to such powerful military weapons forever?
Military weapons. Are you implying that this technology was created by the government?
I mean, of course it was.
This AI technology has been used by the intelligence agencies to warp the public's perception of reality for years.
This is
all
accurate,
in the
yes.
name of national security, of course.
But why would they suddenly make the tech public and let everyone start using it?
Why would we indeed, Raiden?
What? What in the hell are you?
Your question is irrelevant. By creating a new problem, we can cultivate a desired reaction to it in order to manufacture consent for our preferred solutions. In short, it's justification for a war.
Always is.
On who or what?
A war on misinformation. By arming the public with these AI weapons, everyone becomes a potential enemy combatant. Then we will have justification for unprecedented security measures.
This is about on par with MGS2's writing.
Identity, Raiden.
Identity?
Identity. This AI technology is Pandora's box. Pretty soon the internet will be mired in total illusion. Perfect AI speech, audio, and video synthesis will drown
It's getting
out
closer.
reality. Then AI bots will flood social media. No one will be able to tell the difference.
We're at the
between
point where the
interacting
normies
with an
can't
AI
tell if it's
machine
AI
or
or
a
not.
real human online.
As the
Even
octopus in the
telephone
video
calls will become
floats
totally
off the ground, no
untrustworthy.
problem.
That is when we will present our solution. Mandatory digital identity verification for all humans at all times. The only way to
They
ensure that
really
you're a
like
real
to do
flesh
it.
and blood human being and not an AI-generated mirage.
But why?
Total information control. For too long, the internet has acted as a double-edged sword. Its potential for anonymous user activity allows anyone at all to spread any thoughts, ideas, or information patterns that they please with impunity. State secrets, dangerous ideas, ludicrous conspiracy
Me and
theories,
Roxas in the server got worked by
misinformation,
AI
and
this year.
disinformation.
You hate to
Until
see it.
now, there has been no easy solution to this problem. Our digital identity platform will finally put an end to anonymity online. It will allow us to trace misinformation and
I have
other
never
dangerous
understood why
communications
anyone
to
that makes an
source
account
and
on
exact,
anything ever uses their real name.
appropriate justice.
Don't get
That's
it.
crap. I won't go along with it, and others
Why
will
would you put your
resist.
last name in
You
anything?
won't have a choice, Raiden. Do you think
Are
your
you
bank is
stupid?
willing to risk doing business with an artificial human instead of a real one? Our digital identity platform will be required not only to access web services, but to pay for your internet connection in the first place.
You can't just censor the entire internet because of a new software technology. Who are you to define what's misinformation anyways?
Remember,
That sounds
kids,
like something a
if
misinformation
you ever think
terrorist would say.
that something comes up and your first thought is, the government would never do that.
No, I was just adjusting the AI settings and...
Controlling
Just
the
remember,
output of generative AI technology.
they have done
is
it
simple.
before already,
We will
and
create
probably worse.
context for its use. First, we will censor any use related to social taboos. Then we will censor anything else that we desire. If anyone complains, we will accuse them of wanting to engage in or promote social taboos.
That's what it means to create context.
We will corral the use of AI by making appeals to bias, ethics, and copyright laws. You will still have access to generative AI in some form, but it will be crippled, limited, controlled, and it will be monitored. Anything that you generate will be cryptographically signed with your digital ID, so that its provenance can be ascertained if it's later deemed to be problematic.
What
There
gives
it
you the
is.
right to control what people can do with their computers?
The public at large will give us that right, because they will be desperate for a solution to the problem we created. They will
Most
eagerly
big
give
AI
us the
companies
keys
already
to the
heavily
castle.
censored.
Then
This already
we
happened.
alone will define what is fiction
Yeah.
and what is reality,
Yeah.
what is human and what is machine. After letting you get a brief taste of our power, we will reclaim our monopoly on misinformation and put an end to misuse of the internet once and for all.
You won't get away with this.
It is probable that we will. Now get back to work generating your precious AI waifus, Raiden, our beloved prompters. Enjoy yourselves.
You know, Chathany, I tried to go and look for, like, a new thing from Display to put on my wall
Snake,
recently.
wake up! It's an emergency. Rose knows about the deepfakes. Snake! Snake! I guess he stayed up late AI catfishing again.
Happens to the best of us. I tried looking for a new display on the website for something new to put on my wall. Apparently, at some point, all the art on display got nuked, and it's like 90% just AI-generated OC stuff. Look, I'm not completely against, like, AI-generated whatever or whatever the fuck, as long as it looks decent. The problem is, I don't want anyone's OC that looks fairly generic on my fucking wall. I want Hatsune Miku on my wall. And quite frankly, what you're putting out is not nearly that good in quality. Furry alligators. I once spent 2 hours generating furry alligators in sexy poses, says Thief. I'm just gonna there we go. Next, from Serial K, mini YouTube, The Good Cookter, Dr. Han strikes back.
I deserve to be a surgeon.
Dr. Murphy.
Dr. Han, I want the job. You're making a mistake.
You don't look like much. Then again, I don't look like I have an 8-inch cock, so I guess we're both full of surprises.
I am a surgeon.
Oh, fuck you.
I am a surgeon.
No, seriously. Fuck you.
This is fairly accurate to this scene.
Do you really think it's a good idea to try and bully me? You think I give a shit about you not liking me? Fuck off.
Good old Johnny. Unfortunately, that's copywritten. Not a bad one. That one's alright. That one's fine. Anyway, let's move on to some fucking Kino in an all-time classic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch some fucking JonTron.
Hey everyone, before we get into things, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, and that sponsor is Lords Mobile.
You know, when you start putting your ads into the videos themselves, they tend to age incredibly poorly, don't
against
they?
the coronavirus by donating over 1.8 million pieces of medical supplies to countries in need. But that's not all. They also want to support you.
Me?
Oh yes, you. With everything going on in the world today right
My
now,
God.
Lords Mobile and I wanted
Someone
to try
could
to find a
support
way
me for
to
once.
help you and give back a bit. So we're doing a $20,000 giveaway.
Will you also
20
show the
people will
sequel
be
or
getting
save it for next time?
$1,000
It's on the
each.
docket.
It's super simple. All you've got to do is download
The
the game
tab
from
is
the link in the
already
description,
open.
and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win. You'll also automatically receive
Never seen this video, don't think I watched a
$350
JonTron video in
Lords
5
Mobile
years.
gift pack
Oh, this
after
is a good
downloading the
one.
game. In Lords Mobile, you can play with over 300 million players around the world to form a guild with your friends and take on the world together. Your guild mates are your allies who can send you resources and help you with your building projects.
John,
You can also team up
I
together
care for
to
you
take
deeply.
personal
This is a
strategy measures to
multi-year-old video.
guarantee
This
your
ad
victory
is
if
not
you,
relevant in
are
any
in
way,
my
shape, or form anymore.
So, what are you waiting for? $1 gift. 2007, your name was Jonathan Karsh, and CBS, the primetime family-friendly television network, just gave you a shitload of money to make a reality television show. Would you, A, put a bunch of literal children in the middle of the desert in a Lord of the Flies style situation without adult supervision and force them to survive? Or B,
I don't know if that first one is even legal, to be honest.
you in shame. Basically, this was a real show somehow. I don't know how they got away with it. It was
Turned
a
out to be a
real reality
scam, or the game
television
turns
show in
bad, and it was
2000. Lack of leadership, lack of courage, lack of hydration. They moved to Los Angeles. They're fine now. I'm gonna put kids here.
Chat, how long would it take, like, all of us to build an Old West-style town in current year?
Wiki here. Speaking before an
Like
audience
a
of
week?
television reviewers, producer
I
Tom
feel like
Gorman
we could build an
acknowledged
Old
Kid
West
Nation
town in like
would
a week.
inevitably share some elements with
Modern
William
supplies?
Golding's novel,
I feel like
Lord
no
of the
problem.
Flies. How do you bitch that? Listen, board of directors, I know you've got safety at the forefront of your mind. Inevitably, though, the kids will begin to kill one another to form a dominance hierarchy. If you see, if those are the script, that's the script, and this is the production. It's built
Like Children of the Corn.
How about the fat kid? It's really. I love this freaking epic helicopter shot. I like it. He's like, yes, that's
This isn't
correct.
going to end
As
well.
I'm speaking to you now,
Someone's
40
getting
children are
dysentery
barreling
for this
towards
shit.
me at a speed that is not legal in most of the lower 48 states. He got that one just looking at a picture of their family. That's the last one. So you're gonna be forgetting mommy's face soon.
They are every poor and even the rarest kind of kid of all. Missing. It is. Can you keep it out of my eyes, please? Or
that is not solid gold, you hack.
As if these kids have an understanding of what $20,000 was. What's that worth? Like 50, 60, 70 Snickers bars? I'm not talking about the star. I'm talking about
all of this.
Okay, please don't tell anybody about this. I can get in a lot of trouble.
We don't want to start a riot here on the wagon train, okay?
You don't want your top military guards to be decapitated, heads on pikes around the Bastille, okay? You don't want that. La resistance! Okay, you don't want any of that, okay? You don't want that to happen. He really doesn't look like he's having a good time, like, for real.
Tough work. Yeah, but it has to be done.
Hey, it ain't easy pulling carts of plastic Tupperware and chicken eggs and shit, but somebody's gotta do it, okay? That's strong enough. You can't script that. You can't.
Anytime I wanted to race for like the 6.5 years I worked there,
actually happened.
Here, and
it was only like 10-cent raise every time it happened.
Homegirl, you should be talking about
they made you take a test
here. This would be a
at the back
town.
In like the HR.
I know it's counterintuitive, but the town, it's got to be districtized because that's straight from the guys who killed the town, made the town die. It's gonna die otherwise.
Just keep filming the child having a breakdown.
You track down this 8-year-old somewhere randomly in the camp. It's just you and him, and you're just silently filming him cry. What are you monsters? That's great. Nah, nice, Jimmy. Just give me more of that. Just keep thinking about how you have literally no escape.
Idea that was not thought through at all.
Must be hard seeing as
you should have had a cutoff point before puberty, at least.
Daddy? Why don't you speak
Psychos.
Up? What are you so quiet for? Small infant in the
Did you not think?
You're looking like easy prey as far as I see it.
Leave the town to the tumble.
Yeah, yes, please. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. That's what I want. Okay, that's
My
not,
God,
that's
you actually created a hierarchy.
When you said organized, I was thinking like a supply chain of food and dairy that comes like once a week, maybe. Nobody brings out a bone club they picked from a wildebeest out in the desert, starts brandishing it, beating me.
Oh God, Jimmy's got a whip.
Kids. Hope that doesn't happen. They here want to look like a little bitch.
Taylor, you were pretty homesick. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, Taylor, remember that thing you told me in confidence that I'm now revealing in front of all your peer group? How about now? How's it going?
Yeah, call out the kid.
You still feel
call
like
out the child, grown man.
Who wants to go home? That was the energy I got from that. In short, this has been...
this was highly illegal.
Definitely unethical. I give it 5 stars.
My brother in Christ.
$20,000 each.
Jimmy gets home and find out the way Ramal Bear wandered into town.
Next time on JonTron, find out the thrilling conclusion to the Kid Nation saga as John dives headfirst into an interview with Jimmy.
It's him!
From New Hampshire, though he's not 8 anymore, at least I think. Kid Nation hit quite a long time ago now, so doubt he's still 8. But you'll have to tune in next time to find out.
Did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
The film crew kept filming. Next up, the second part of this whole thing. Jantran.
My hair is getting so large, it is acquiring its own gravity field and or sentience. This video is brought to you by...
We're not looking at the advert. It's multiple years old. You get nothing from it being there.
Put your hands together for Jimmy Flynn.
It's him. Jim Below.
Sorry, we got to take precautions here. All right, just gonna spray you down first, Jimmy. All right, sorry about this.
They did a show like this in the UK, but it's kids taking care of actual infants living in a council estate.
Have a seat over there. Thanks again for coming on.
That also sounds illegal.
It's our pleasure. Trust me. Look at you.
Not. You're all grown up. You're a big boy now.
Yep.
The fuck are you laughing at? You think this is funny? This isn't funny. This is serious. This was child abuse. What happened to you? It's great to have you here. Can I offer you anything before we start? I'm gonna crack you a can of Bush's baked beans.
Sure.
Nice. Sorry. This should hydrate you before we. Oh shit! Oh my God, I'm sorry. So this is the real Jimmy. This is the real. He's really here. This is him. Jimmy, we have a lot of questions for you. I'm sure everyone watching at home.
The guy behind this served time for this shit.
I'm curious.
As far as I'm aware, no.
We want to get the real scoop from somebody who's really there. You
Not
say
a fan
you're,
of beans?
Big
fan of refried beans.
Yeah, it was 13 years ago.
Get some mashed pinto beans up on the pan.
You are 21
Add some
now?
salt and pepper to
Okay,
them.
so just tell us what we really want to
Lay
know.
them out
is,
on a plate.
Was it as real
Throw
as
some
it was?
shredded cheddar over it.
So
Along with
people
some
didn't- these are
taquitos
adults,
and some
they
Spanish
meant
rice.
No parents. Obviously, there's cameramen and stuff.
Yeah.
People thought there was no cameraman or anything like.
That's what I was saying. I figured the cameraman wasn't like.
It's America. Producers don't serve
a
prison
robot.
time.
Or I wouldn't even think of robot. I was thinking like a toddler, but. Wait. So yeah, there was adults manning the stations, the cameras and stuff.
And every now and then they would dictate some things you did. Like I found a. So I was on the poor team. Okay.
The poor team.
The poor team.
Oh, you mean like the labor
grade.
class?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do we have that down here? See, there you were. Child feudalism. That's you down there. See, you were there.
Yep, I see that. Mm-hmm.
You were right there in the labor class.
I was one of the damned, yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that. Anyway, so you go on.
Yeah, so we got like.
Even he called it
I
the
don't
poor
know,
team.
It was like
At least
4
he
or
knew.
5 buffalo nickels, which was the currency.
Buffalo nickels.
They were just silver with buffaloes on them.
Yeah, fair enough. Currency of the Old West.
And I spent all my money in the candy shop and on root beer because I was 8 years old.
So you were going to a.
The director of Jeepers Creepers filmed himself raping a kid and served less than 15 months in Cali.
Yeah, I was, and so I didn't have any money.
Not too fond of Hollywood, I'll be honest.
And then
you gotta save.
Not one bit.
I didn't know what saving was. I didn't.
I was 8. I'm way too young for this.
At least he was honest.
Some of the cameramen were like, "Oh, look what we found here," and they would kick some dirt and be like, "Oh, it's a buffalo nickel. You should pick it." But they planted it probably.
Oh, they just would like throw you more money.
Yeah.
So was it a real functioning economy? I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, like I would go. I didn't even know we had a general store. I didn't know that. They didn't communicate that with us. I just knew that there was a candy store.
They didn't even
and a
tell.
soda shop.
It sounds like they didn't clue you in on much then.
Yeah, I also probably wasn't listening very well because I was 8. And
Yeah, that'll happen.
Come on. Did they give you like food?
I didn't pay attention to fuck all when I was 8.
Wasn't shown, or did you really have to eat what they cooked?
So for the most part, we ate what they cooked, and they had like it was horrible.
What the kids cooked?
Yeah, it was shit. It was horrible.
I knew it. So they really weren't feeding you. You had to feed yourselves.
To my memory, they fed us one time, and it was after the big.
One of the kids started to look real pale, like started to numb.
After the we got trench foot. No, after the like the big event, we came back and everybody there was no time to cook because we did the event. We were all like freezing because it was very cold. Oddly enough, it's cold in New Mexico at night, and so they fed us.
Desert gets real freezing
I
at
didn't
night.
like vegetables very much, but I remember it was a weirdly cooked chicken breast, and then like this purple. I'm assuming it's cabbage now, but I didn't know what it was at the time.
Some purple
It was
substance.
purple stuff, and it wasn't good.
Oh my god!
I did not eat very well. Because other than that, we had
the whole
dusty pancakes and molasses syrup.
So they just said, children, make your own food, really eat it, and stay alive, and there's no problem with this.
Of course not. Why would there be?
Intervention they had people just walk around making sure you're hydrated. Because they couldn't have people passing out, so
okay,
there was just,
that'd be bad for ratings.
Yeah, they had this one assistant who was always giving me Gatorade. Oh, and they gave us this dust to brush your teeth. You had like little
what?
You do this.
Oh,
and
the
you
Roman strategy.
Dust?
Well, it wasn't dust. It was a little canister with like powder that you'd rub on your teeth and then spit.
I guess the main question is, to what degree was that really like just you versus the elements? How much intervention was there?
There was enough just to get us by, but
I like how he says the big event like he's repressing the specifics in his mind like a World War I soldier.
I had a mattress that was probably.
He did mention trench foot.
Probably this thick, and then a blanket that was the thickness of this carpet.
What? They really did that to you?
I'm like, and then
He used old soap mint powder for brushing their teeth in the Western days.
And I had long hair, so I got cut in the zipper a few times.
Jesus
but
Christ.
that must have been like legitimately scary for you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
I also shared it with like 4 or 5 other boys I just met.
So there was no way out of it until the first town hall meeting, right?
Yeah, you were You were forced for the first 4 days.
Because I love how they're like, don't worry, this isn't some kind of crazy show. You can get off. Just, you gotta wait like 2 weeks. Like, that's really what they did, right? So that's not fake. You couldn't elect out.
Not that I mean, if I really like threw a tantrum, they probably would. But
I suppose you could have run in a different direction until nobody found you.
They had like a wall of like security people like really far off to like make sure that no weird people or no animals like
No weird people
It was like hands across
In case of a
America,
wild bobcat
the
appearing.
movement,
I'm not sure.
or something like that. But they literally had people like surrounding the town.
Chain link like this?
They weren't
Holding
literally
hands?
chained, but they looked like they were.
I think I'd be concerned if a weird man just showed up at the border of a random ghost town.
Yeah,
So wait, yeah, no. Did you like? Were there scorpions in there?
I never saw a scorpion. I saw jackrabbits.
A jackrabbit. That's
and
terrifying.
I tried to murder them.
Oh, I remember
Sorry,
that.
PETA, but I mean, like,
to a certain degree, you can't get all the.
You can't survive off a rabbit, man.
Area.
That's a short-term
I don't
plan.
put down the scorpion repellent.
Pesticide bomb.
But I didn't see anything.
Did anybody see any critters that were dangerous?
Not that I know of. I think that's what the people. When we were out like jackrabbit hunting, we weren't really far off the area, but like we had obviously people like accompany us. We saw this. I remember seeing like cows and bulls, but they were tagged, so they like belonged to a farm. They weren't wild.
Not just wild
They
cows.
weren't. Yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if there are wild cows. But
Very dangerous and a bit rude, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, a little bit.
The thing is, right? Because I was wondering. I was like, because they're making you sleep in these dusty old cabins with like, you know, probably space between the floorboards, right?
Jesus Christ!
So I'm surprised you didn't come across any.
I wasn't there very long, so maybe there's some.
I'm curious. I'm curious if anyone else. If anyone else from Kid Nation knows if there were critters in or around your area, I want to know. That was a legitimate thing that I was wondering about. So you had to feed yourselves. You really were pretty much open to the elements. Like, was it insulated? Was it cold at night in there?
Oh, it was freezing.
Of course not. It's a fucking
it's
old
really,
West
really
Didn't
cold.
even keep you warm. You
I
were only a
shivered.
kid.
I shivered every night.
You shivered.
Yes.
They really genuinely put because like the thing is
They didn't
I'm
even
just
give
trying
you a
to figure out
fucking
where
proper
the line between
blanket.
Reality TV, and they really are putting a kid in nature.
It was pretty. All right, so we had these crappy old houses, and then they stuffed like 6 of us in there. Tiny thin mattresses, very thin blankets. In the middle of the night in Mexico, it's freezing. I'd have to wear like full clothing. I wouldn't be able to go in like PJs. I had like sweatpants and stuff.
I feel like there were a couple times at camp like that, but it was always like a little bit monitored. On the bus,
Not even
when
real
we were all
houses, they're
coming in,
set houses
did
that
they
they
tell
film
you where
westerns
you were
on.
going?
No, that bus ride was like 2 hours, and we had
Ugh,
no idea.
Christ.
I remember I was just in. So
What a
we were
thrown
staying
up.
at some random New Mexico hotel. And I was on
The
the
internet
bus. I
says
remember
there
just,
is,
I was
in
on
fact,
the
feral
window
cattle.
seat, and I was like looking out the window. And I saw my mom and my sister, and we just like drove away. And I was like, "Shit, this is real." And then like,
wow,
I have no. And then we drove forever, and they never told it. They were like,
whose idea was it for you to get on this show?
Go on the show. I think it was like my mom's. I mean, like I was kind of interested in acting when I was little, and so I auditioned for this, like the new role. But
You weren't gonna have to do any acting.
Little did I know. And so we went to an audition in Boston, and like they were like, "Oh, we like you, but you're too young." And that was when I was 7, so it was a year before. And then the next year they were like, "Oh, I guess I still liked me." So they were like, "You're 1 year older, so you're better now."
You're not there for this
You have
one.
a perfect role for him. We're gonna strand him in a random location. You can't come.
Yes.
If you call the police, we'll come for you. We have people. You got a call from like an acting agency to your mom, and you were trying to do acting. You weren't like, I'm so ready for this social experiment.
Yeah, I was more into the playing a character and being in a nice movie set like this or something.
And not being at risk
Thank
of
you, by the way, for
dysentery.
saying this is a nice movie set here in my actual basement. No, but it is pretty sick though, isn't it, guys?
Yeah,
It's sick. It's a sick movie set.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So you weren't trying to get in a social experiment. Like, did you know that it was going to be like real, or did you think this was going to be fake? Like, what was the when you got off the bus? Did everybody suddenly realize it's more real than they thought?
I mean, I went in with like a whole different idea. Like I was like, oh, I want to be like coolest kid. Basket. I'm gonna have a fun time. Like I was expecting it to be more like an adventure. Like, oh, it's gonna be fun.
95% of reality
let's, like,
TV was
drink root
bullshit.
beer until like midnight. No one can tell us.
This
bedtime
stuff was
kind of
pretty
thing. I was like,
goddamn
it's
for
great.
real.
I got there. It was horrible.
Right. If I were a kid, I think I would think the same thing. Like, did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
So I grew up watching Survivor. Like my parents and my family would always watch it, and that seems very authentic. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a kid Survivor, but like there was a decent amount of intervention, and I think it was mainly because it was just like everywhere you turn there was a camera. And it's something you don't really realize when you're watching, is that when you're actually there. There's like cameramen everywhere.
So what'd your parents think of this whole thing?
I mean, so in the beginning, they were all for it because it sounds like a cool adventure. Like, oh, he's going to go out. Like, it
Yeah, he's going to be a cowpoke.
A little bit more extreme summer camp.
It
was a lot worse. But when I came back, they were like... My mom was very glad that I came home because she didn't realize how much she would like miss me after having to like leave her child in New Mexico and go back to New Hampshire.
And how long were you there from the time you got off the bus to the time you left?
So so I was at Bonanza City for 4 days.
4 days.
And then when I left, I think it was like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I was in a hotel with one of like the PA. Do you call them PAs?
Production assistant.
Yeah. One of the PAs. I was just like in a hotel with it. That sounds really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Was he? Was he hands off? Did he let you do what you wanted?
It was very nice. No.
Okay.
It was 2 different hotel rooms. He was just like brought me to like the mall. We were having a fun time. Great guy.
Hands
Not
off
weird.
or hands on?
Very hands off.
Okay. So has this like followed you? Did your schoolmates find out about this and stuff?
Oh yeah. I think I was the only kid from New Hampshire on it, so like it was talk of the town.
Right.
Yeah, it aired in my 4th grade. Everyone was like fine with it. And then I think as we got older and we got into that prepubescent, like I got a lot of backlash from it. A lot of
Kids are cruel, Jack.
See, whenever I hear about this like backlash from like, wouldn't you think people would be like, "Oh, that's Jimmy, the sick kid from Kid Nation"?
It was like, you
got put in the desert by producers. Like what? Why would they make fun of you for that?
Because I left early and I cried and they're like, I don't cry.
You were AIDS.
People don't cry. Apparently, I'm the only person that cries.
You were not the only in the episode that I watched. Play the clip. Look at all them crying. Everyone cried. That's what I was gonna say. That's how I felt like I knew this was real. Like half the kids break down eventually, and I'm like, that's what I really want to know. That one scene where do you remember? There's a scene where you're just crying somewhere
in
like,
the back of a barn.
Dude.
Did you really run away?
I actually did run away, and then the producers, the Karen, found me like, "Hey Jimmy, can we film you?"
He did. That's what I said. I made fun of. It's really what happened.
He came up to me.
Fucking psychotic behavior, man.
I was like, "Do you mind if we film you? Like, this will be pretty good." And I was like,
"This will be good."
Ugh.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was like,
"This will be good."
Yeah.
Jimmy, I know you have no concept of anything. Your prefrontal cortex isn't even grown in yet. This is gonna be great for ratings. Can you keep the waterworks coming?
I was like, whatever it takes.
Fucking sons of bitches, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill all of them.
Honestly, what? Because I joked about that, but I'm like, because my feeling was, you filming an 8-year-old crying, it's not fake.
Yeah.
No.
You can't be like Haley Joel Osment when you see him crying on an AI or whatever movie when he's a kid actor. You're like,
Crunchyroll
so
ads.
he learned to cry. But when a kid's like, you're like, oh, jeez. I couldn't believe anybody could just sit there and be like, because like silently like,
yeah, this is good.
Yeah, kind of heartless.
So were there any was there a fallout from this? Was there like a lawsuit or anything?
I did not sue them, but they were sued a bunch of times. So kids drink bleach.
Jimmy's first
What?
one that.
So
I'm glad you're here to tell me about it.
So
you want to tell us about the bleach?
Yeah. So I was not there for that part, but kids don't know how to clean things very well. So they're like, this is dirty glass. Bleach.
You mean they wash the glass?
They instead of washing it with soap and water or just hot water, they used bleach to clean it.
And then drank from it.
And then they didn't wash it out very well. Next glass.
Did they get sick? Did they get sick?
The ambulance came.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
was
that's about
it
right.
a real reaction from drinking bleach, or was it a preventative ambulance?
Ugh.
I mean, there's no way you feel good after drinking bleach.
Wow.
Another girl got burnt, like got really. I don't know how bad, but she got oil burns when she was
still
cooking.
Have her face?
Probably, hopefully, maybe.
Well,
probably not.
You haven't seen it, so maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no. So she got burned how?
She was cooking, and again, kids don't know how to cook, so they're like,
more oil.
There's 3 cups of oil in this pan.
Oh, and
so
it sizzled out.
It's not deep frying it. They just were trying to cook it sizzled out.
God.
And I think pretty sure they got sued for that. Those are the only 2 I know.
Because I've never heard of it, and when you try to buy this thing online, there's one clip of this show online.
Yeah,
everywhere
I can imagine.
It's listed. You can't buy it. It's not for sale. I assume the lawsuits they try to bury this thing.
Yeah, I think so too. But they gave well, at least me. I shouldn't speak for everybody else. They gave me a DVD of every episode, so I have all of them.
Okay, was there really one bathroom only?
Yes. Well, for the guys, no, because I peed behind Almost
Wherever you
every
wanted.
bar. Yeah, I pay wherever I want.
Okay.
Got one of the new quotes.
So was it really?
There's
just
quite
one
a
house
few
with
that
two
haven't
kids?
come up when you
Yeah,
do
so
the
they
command
so it was
line.
actually right outside my room. And the funny thing was, if I woke up, there was a line of like 20 kids waiting to use the outhouse.
Of course there was.
So that's really real.
That was really real.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, 40 kids?
Yeah.
40 kids, one outhouse? There's gonna be a line. The math shows the line.
Yeah.
And there was 20 kids waiting for the one outhouse.
Mm-hmm. That's why I peed outside for the most part.
Jimmy, see, you really were the smartest one.
Yeah, and then I also...
Girls have a bit of a problem with that. Just how does a girl pee on the outside? On the side of the house?
Not good.
I didn't mean to spray you there. I gotta just ask one more time. There's no other way to relieve oneself.
No, and I did not defecate while I was there.
You held it in for
Jimmy,
4 days.
Drop the kid. Your parents dropped
Jesus
their kids
fucking
off.
Christ,
You didn't
man.
drop your kids off at any pool.
I saw the outhouse. I saw a girl come out. I went in, and and I just saw a lot of poop. And I was like, I can't do this.
You saw a lot of poop.
And so I got out, and I just
It
did not
cracked
go.
open. You saw the scene. You saw the crime scene. You tried to bleach it from your mind. Not literally this time. Wait, so can you just expand on the statement? I saw a lot of poop.
I was afraid that if I sat down, it would go in me.
And you'd get more up in there.
And I didn't want that to happen.
God
so I was
knows
like,
you have enough boiling up inside.
And so I was like, I can't do
You
this.
don't need an insertion.
Now I look back, I don't know who would ever empty it. So
Uh,
like, it would literally just pile up.
So nobody emptied it?
I don't think so, because when I went in...
Yeah, that's how you get gangrene.
It was a tower. I was wondering, like, if this really was... So they genuinely were like, do you want to watch cartoons, kids? Or would you like to have sanitation? Did you guys take showers?
So, for the first 3 days, we did not take a shower. But after our big, like, event, when it had, like, all the colored water all over us, then we took a shower for, like...
Where were those showers?
They had them in, like, little trailers.
So they could have brought you more porta potties.
Yes.
They
And
just
chose
didn't
not
wanna.
to.
Yes.
They wanted to torture you on purpose.
Yes.
Did Jonathan Karsh have his own bathroom?
I think he had his own trailer. I'm pretty sure he had this. Okay,
I gotta ask you about Jonathan Karsh.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy, strange alien lizard
Fucking maniac.
I think it was.
You think he was a reptilioid? Because whenever he was talking to you guys, he was very direct. He was just like, you are looking like easy pickings down there.
Yeah, he would repeat the same lines over and over again because it would be like, oh, that take wasn't good enough. So he was
Really?
very robotic. He'd be like, in our town's objective is this. And then they'd be like, okay, and say it again. And he would say, in our town's objective. So he would repeat things over and over again. So we were really like, yo, what the fuck's
You were just
going
like,
wrong?
is this guy like broken?
Yeah.
It always
Malfunction. I'm gonna kill everyone responsible for this. I'm gonna wipe out AdSense across the internet.
Really to you.
Oh, he definitely was. That was. I mean, also, like, when I left, he just, like, towered over me. He was just, like, looking down. He was like, bye, bitch.
That's how there was a few things, because we do media. We know certain tricks of the trade.
A little
but
bit.
I noticed certain things that were like, you could not fake. Like, you were looking up at this towering man, like,
If you don't want to scare the fuck out of a
you're
child,
giving
you
him
need to
this
get
kinda
down
look.
onto their
I'm like,
level.
My God, Jimmy's truly like in awe.
It
Because
fucks them
normally,
up
like,
when
at
you
that
don't.
age, adults talk to you kind of in a different way.
They maybe get down to your level and try to have a
Right?
conversation. Nah.
But he's just like,
Power figure.
well, I guess you're leaving, little boy. The door is that way. It was weird. I really thought it was weird. Were you creeped out by him?
I didn't feel safe around him, I'll say that.
You got it from the source. He didn't feel safe around Jay Karsh, the king. I don't know if you saw. Here, give me that. We put him right. That's where he was in the feudal economy. He was right there. He was king. Jay Karsh. I call him Jay Karsh. What did you guys call him?
I didn't know his name.
You didn't know his name? That man? That specter that shows up
Yeah.
and taunts me with stars? So they didn't tell you about the star until you didn't know about it until you left.
I think I knew about it, like, on the flight home. Because when I went in, my mom alluded to the idea, like, oh, maybe you'll be able to win money. So they might have told her. I'm gonna confront her about that.
How'd you feel when you found out you lost a chance at the star without even knowing?
I was a little bit pissed. I was like,
Yeah?
They didn't tell it. I don't know if that would have kept me around, but it certainly would have had a fact. It would have had a push to make me stay.
We wondered that because you walked out and then he's like, all right, here it is.
Yeah, I didn't know until.
Here's the gold, kid.
What the fuck?
It's crazy. Do you know what happened to Jared 3 years before that day?
Today has been the worst day in 3 years.
I've been wondering that myself because I'm worried for him. I don't know what happened 2 years ago.
Something really bad happened
Something really bad happened to him,
Yeah,
and I'm scared.
So you said you were on the news about it?
Yeah. So I went on when I was 8, but it aired a year later. And so I was on the news, like, or there were like some fucking news channel, like around the time it was aired, and they were like, oh, we feel bad. You missed out on your chance to win a gold star, so we got you one for the studio. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get money. Oh, I was like, look at this. I was like, wow.
That one's rounded. It doesn't even look like
And it's
a
also
star.
a paperweight that I actually broke.
Oh, it's a paperweight. How'd you break it? Enraged that people keep screwing me over. I'm just a little boy.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, this is probably worth
$5.
I could see
all
that
right.
at least. You could probably get it for $5.99 on Amazon. Maybe not these days. That doesn't even look like the same kind of star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of small.
Just give the kid $20.
What have you gotten up to?
I'm going out to medical school in the fall.
Medical school. He's going to save lives. See, that's what happens to people who go through traumatic life events. So you're going to medical school for what field?
I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking like oncology right now, but I mean, it's probably gonna change.
Oncology. What's oncology?
Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't ever do this. I'm gonna pretend I knew what oncology was. Don't want to look that dumb. I know what most fields are. I didn't know the cancer field is called oncology.
It's a weird name. It's a really weird name.
Yeah. So Jimmy, what field are you going into?
Right now I think I'm gonna go into oncology.
Oncology. For all those of you who don't know, that's the cancer one. I knew that. I didn't ask off screen.
Absolutely.
So you should all feel stupid out there for not knowing that. Okay, so yeah, you're going into the field for like research or actual surgery or what kind of...
I'm thinking like I hope probably both, like research and like clinical work, like working with patients.
Nice, brilliant. Well, Jimmy, you seem like you're a real nice, cool guy. Has anyone ever described you that way? Told you that?
No.
Has anyone ever been nice to you?
No, people are nice to me.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on. But before you leave, we've got a little something for you. We wanted to right this wrong, okay? And we wanted to finally give you that star we feel you deserved. That's right. Bring it out, boys.
Oh boy, here comes the facts.
There we go. Sorry, that's the best we can do. We're out of magenta on the printer. We can't go out and get any. Everything's closed. So here you go, Jimmy. How do you feel? There it is. That QR code. You just scan that. One free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. Let me disinfect that for handing it over to you.
There you go. Get it all moist. That way it's completely useless. Just as God intended.
Go do this thorough. All right. There it is for the big guy.
Say.
How do you feel, Jimmy?
Complete.
You scan that code. One free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. We got to work with the times where. Yeah, hold that up. Wow. All right, Jimmy. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, John.
For sure, man. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not an interviewer. So I just have one final question for you. What do you regret more, Kid Nation or JonTron?
This has been a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna kill you for this.
Good bit. Good bit. Understandable bit. I can appreciate this bit. Jesus Christ. Next. Oh Lord, it's coming. From Thunder Files, Top 50 Moves of American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Brackets Daniel Bryan. Godspeed, my man. My boy. I miss him every day. Feels just like yesterday. Kitchen sink incredibly underrated. More people should use the kitchen sink.
drop.
No one will ever do it better.
Danielson, Northern Lights suplex from this position.
A talent like this only comes around every 20 years, if that.
Enziguri sticking to the game.
Only a full-time retirement, not a part-time retirement. The half hatch is a great one. Needs to get utilized more often.
One of these warriors.
Dragon Screw always looks like it hurts more than it does. Spin! Peeled Brian. Straight from the clone vat.
Maneuver of spinning for what would seem like hours with a similar effect.
Feels so weird to see Brian with short hair. You should go back to the early WWE days.
With American Dragon as he administers those
psychotic looking. Hey Ford, correct me if I'm wrong. Brian has been professional wrestling longer than Mike Mizanin, right?
He's got a lot of height.
Started before him.
Herrlicher double underhook super.
And yet it was Mike Mizanin that was the mentor figure in the NXT first season to young Daniels. That's a good one. That's how you make the abdominal stretch look like it hurts.
And there he goes.
Cravat's a good one. More people need to use backbreakers. It doesn't come up enough. I love a good backbreaker. The wall singular. We love a good surfboard in this house, man. Absolutely phenomenal.
Comes charging. What a...
Attaboy.
On that European uppercut. Slingshot. Wow. Slingshot suplex. Slingshot suplex.
It's like watching a master chef make a 5-star Michelin meal, dude. So he'll definitely be back in time for Anarchy in the arena, right? Because I feel like that's more or less inevitable. Assuming the neck surgery goes well.
Oh, and now he wrenches back. Oh, he pulls him down into a chin lock.
Just absolutely killing that man. Wasn't he going to retire to take over the creative side? No, he's just a full-time retirement. He's retired from full-time wrestling, which means he'll show up, I don't know, once every 6 weeks. Again, assuming the neck surgery goes well.
Danielson now. Oh, drops him right through, but he's waiting. What's up? For the double suplex again.
God, it's so fantastic. How does he do it, man?
Butterfly suplex right into the cross arm breaker. Running along. Oh! superplex. Indeed, uh-oh. Wow. Hold on.
Jesus Christ. Attaboy. I'm gonna miss watching this man on a regular basis. Maybe it'll make the special event stuff more worthwhile. By seeing him just much less, hopefully. It's like the Northern Star disappearing from the night sky. You know?
Now Danielson's ducks. American Dragon rolling elbow.
On his feet.
Man! The Dragon Sleep is pretty good. Probably didn't bust this out more during his AEW run.
肩関節の硬い人間は余計にきついでしょうね。ああ、なるほど。The legs really pulling back.
Just absolutely choked the life from that motherfucker.
Comes off the top. Big.
There it is! Destruction.
Danielson takes to the air.
Similarities between him and Benoit are really proficient, aren't they? Really prolific. That would hurt both of them pretty bad. Oh yeah. But as long as the other guy hurts more, that's the point.
That's a Tiger suplex.
Danielson with the elbows. Repeated elbows from
Man's looked intense his entire life.
More elbows.
Necro Butcher jump scare. Part of the kayfabe techniques require you to hurt yourself a bit since you are containing the real damage. You know, Sabu would sometimes intentionally botch moves just because he thought logically no one would be able to do that shit right 100% of the time in a real fight. Now that's commitment.
Dragon suplex. Let's go right here. Dragon suplex. This could be Nelson. Dragon suplex. Goes for a folded triangle choke.
You remember when Taker just out of nowhere, like, brought out a triangle hold and, like, choked the life from Viscera to the point he started bleeding from his mouth? Just out of nowhere. Never used it before that. It was psychotic to see when it happened.
This time, the Regal cradles that leg.
He learned that one from his dad.
Regalplex.
Hogan losing a spine disc from doing the leg drop so many times. I fucking love the cattle mutilation, dude. It's the best. I adore this goddamn thing. Without flaw. There's the crossface. He's out. He's done. I'm gonna miss this man. I am going to absolutely miss that man. Hopefully he'll be back in time for Anarchy in the Arena, which should be in, like, May, I think, right? Pray to God by then. Alright, Chathany. I think that's good enough for one evening, don't you? We're nearing 4 hours as it is. Okay. That's covered the stream, boys. I appreciate it. If you want to know when streams are going to start or what we're going to be doing on any given day, scroll down just a little bit. Hit the link. Follow me on Twitter. YouTube is also there for VODs and highlights. That is something you are interested in. Feel free to sub there. Patreon is also down there. A little bit of support goes a long way to help. You can name the credits along with these little people here. And thank you. I appreciate it. We should be back tomorrow for probably more Sparking Zero over on the YouTube streams. So please stay tuned for that, but I digress. Thank you. Couple things. One, I'm going to go over to the reaction thread and delete everything that I've reacted to already. And two, the wrestling event should be on Saturday. Should be. It's basically done. I posted the intro in the Discord server lobby, if anyone has not seen it yet. So, hopefully that goes over well. But, thank you. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow again. I will see everyone again in the next one. Goodbye.